Welcome everybody into tonight's Ryco Performance Monday night top split action. We've got two races coming at you live. The A Open, B Open back-to-back tonight from the Richmond Raceway. I'm Austin Edstrom standing alongside Sheldon Adkins, and Austin Derbyshire is behind the production booth as always. Sheldon, this is a racetrack me and you have found a little bit of success at in the past. I used to absolutely adore this place. And the next gen car, a little bit different, a little bit tougher to get around. That dirty air plays a heavy role in the race, and it will for sure tonight. What do you think about the A Open cars here around Richmond?
Well, I don't have a whole lot of experience in the A Opens around here, but I do have a lot of experience with this track as a whole, and I got to say, the excitement in real life may have tapered down the past handful of years, but this is one of the most fun and grueling tracks on the circuit. I put this right up there next to I put it up there next to a Darlington when it comes to just difficulty on getting out of the corners while keeping the car in the right direction. Of course, I am biased. This is my home track.
Keeping it in the right direction and keeping the tires on that thing. Hard to make sure you keep the tires on it. Don't want to push it too hard coming out of turn number 4. Wipe that right front tire, all the good out of it out. And then maybe even the right rear stepping it out a little bit on the very corner exits. So you're going to have to keep a little bit of an eye on that. Would that happen to be in your keys to the race, Sheldon?
I got a few things in the keys. I'm more so set up, though, for the fact that this is very well could end up being a short run race. But most importantly, if we do get long runs, you don't want to race the track. This is one of them places. If you go in there and you give the car about 2 to 3% more than what it actually wants to give you, you're going to end up either hitting the wall or you're going to pop the inside wall coming out of the corner because you're going to end up spinning out coming out too. You want to wrap the paint. You want to keep it down there nice and tidy on the line all the way through. If you can get the left side, the left front tire down there on the actual yellow paint, it kind of glues you in and makes it a lot easier for you to get through the corners. Always helps. And outside of that, you're going to use a drum horn. This is a short track. It is hard to pass. That outside line can get pretty tricky to get around. You're going to use that front bumper coming into the corner. This is a full contact speedway.
And that bumper might not even be enough tonight. These things are lined up so perfectly. The bumpers on these things, the rear tires on the next gen are just so wide. You have so much grip. It's hard to shuck somebody up out of the groove, but we'll have to wait and see. It'll probably happen a couple times tonight. Moving into our broadcast picks, myself up first, picking Justin Levine. Levine's been gone for a little while. He's kind of making his comeback the last couple weeks. I think he's gonna park it up in victory lane. He's been really good at Richmond in the past.
I'm about to go this week with Patrick Gitter. Last handful of weeks, he's been floating around the top 5, top 10 range. I feel like he's gonna move it forward tonight here at Richmond. Seems to be pretty good on the short tracks.
And our producer, Austin Derbyshire, is going with Tommy Gossett in the 16. Gossett currently back in, it looks like 22nd in qualifying. So not having the starts of the night that Gossett was hoping for. Looks like he's not currently on the lap. So Gossett's going to be starting in the back of the pack. Levine putting in his qualifying lap right now, looks like. Looks like he might have tagged the wall, actually, so he may be starting in the back as well. But we're going to move and look into our weekly schedule real quick. Tomorrow night, the Champion Power Equipment iRacing Truck Series. They're going to be right back here at the Richmond Raceway tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday night, we've got the Dover International Speedway for the High Slide Racing League at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. And then right back here on Friday night at Richmond Raceway for the Ryco Performance Friday Night NIS Top Split. Looking forward to that one for sure. You got to love the NIS action. Finally, we're back with the NIS action after a couple week hiatus. We had the long race, right? So we didn't get to do top split, the Brickyard 400, and then we've had the 2-week break for the Olympics. So it's been a little tough not having our NIS on Friday night. We get it back this weekend.
I'm so looking forward to it. Although it's going to be heartbreaking having to sit up here and watch them run this track instead of come down and actually race it.
Well, we're going to get a little bit of a preview of Friday night's main event tonight here. And, well, we've just finished off qualifying, so we're going to run through the starting grid. Garrett Maines lines up the pole with a 22.024. Aaron Vasquez on his outside. Not too far off, just 6,000ths between those two on the front row. Pedro Palladino in third place. Nicholas Roman on his outside in fourth. Paul Hill starting on the inside of row number 3 with Clayton Hoffman on his outside. Johan Seminario on the inside of row number 4 with Michael Mitchell on his outside in 8th. Brendan Himmel and Patrick Gitter round out your top 10.
11th place, we're going to have Renato Tamburini, followed by Richard Garcia in 12th. Out behind them is going to be Miller Bonds in 13th. 14th is going to be PB Henry. 15th is going to be Roger Pierce with Guilherme Bianchini. I always stumble on that one. In 16th. Then we got a favorite, Joseph, starting in 17th, followed by Jeremy Gardner on his outside in 18th. 19th is going to be Timothy Harper, followed by Brandon Bikey, rounding out your top 20.
21st is Adriano de Aguirre Gomez. Tommy Gossett in 22nd on his outside. Matt Baker in 23rd with Justin Levine on his outside in 24th. JC Nobrega lining up the inside of row number 13 with Lucas Melo on his outside, and then Lucas Abreu all by himself on row 14, starting in the 27th place position for the number 27 car. So that's your full field rundown. We got, what, two pace laps? I always get confused whenever we come to the mile tracks, whether it's one or two. I think it's only
Richmond's
well,
two.
This is two. It's less than a mile, so yeah, you would be right. Anything less than a mile is two. Phoenix would be one. That's the one that always catches me off. But 2 laps of pacing here tonight, and then we're going to get this thing kicked off. And I don't think that those are going to be our only 2 laps of pacing over the course of 130 over the course of the 130 laps tonight.
What makes you think that? This
Hmm.
place only has the series record for cautions in NIS. I mean, not NIS, but in Pro.
I'm gonna go with the reason I believe that is because people lock up going into one a lot. So we'll see people dive down to the bottom of somebody into turn 1, lock up, and miss and hit their left rear quarter panel, send them around. I'd be willing to bet my house on that happening at least once tonight. And then down into turn 3, there's going to be a late last-second dive bomb that kind of looks somewhat similar. Turn 3 kind of opens itself up to a lot of dive bombs. I have been very frustrated from dive bomb city down in turn 3 before here at Richmond, so I expect that to claim a couple souls tonight.
You forgot a big one, a really big part. Now, you know as well as anybody, you come into turn 1, man, you rifle that thing in there, it feels like you got all the racetrack in the world to work with. And then you come through center, and you get to the exit of turn 2, and you realize that you don't have any room to work with at all, because that wall is angled very weird.
That makes it really hard to pass, too.
It is.
You get down to the inside of somebody, and then you've got even less room to work with.
You can see it from that angle right there. It's kind of like a funnel once you get out of turn 2. And when you get out of there, man, it's the back end wants to slip out from under you, or it wants to plow right into the wall, depending on how you got the setup made, and, you know, what your aero position is, and how hard you charge center. It's easy to collect about 10, 15 cars coming out of turn 2 because there's nowhere for anybody to go.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see if we've got any of those big accidents in store for us tonight. The iRacing pace car is off, and the green flag is flying for Garrett Maines, and we are racing at the Richmond Raceway, excuse me.
You're excused. Maines with a good lead coming here into turn 1. Side by side behind him, though, with Vasquez on the outside of Palladino. Nice and easy coming out of turn 2. Hey, we made a lap. Look at that. Almost.
We're just now diving into turn 3, buddy. You're speaking a little too early.
They made it through 2. If they make it through 2, we should be good, right?
I mean, you ended up being right, but man, with your track record, I wouldn't be throwing that into the into the universe. That's for sure.
Oh man, I'm always picking the winners.
Everybody playing nice though so far. Nothing too crazy throughout the field.
That could also be in part to the fact that nobody wants to sit here for 2 hours to run a open race on a Monday
This is
night.
one of those that can turn into a long race if you're not on your best behavior. Because I've been in the Richmond races where you get 12, 13 cautions. Holy cow. They do not go by in a short amount of time. I can tell you that.
No. Be open still fun in these things, though. Won't get to see it tonight, though. We're going to Chicagoland next.
Wait, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought we had the doubleheader of Richmond. My mistake. Thank God.
Just Truck and Cup. I think this week is an off week for Xfinity.
Sounds like I'm running some Be Open this week. Good to know.
Hoffman making moves on the outside here, trying to get himself up at 4th place. So far successful.
Yeah, if you can get to the right rear quarter panel, that's going to be your passing move. If you can somehow get there. It's going to be tough to get there. Nobody's going to give it to you for free. But if you can get to the right rear, you got the pass made, complete, done. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot harder to pass somebody down on the inside.
And it's really cool, too, how this place reacts on iRacing compared to how it does in real life. In real life, you get slotted down on the bottom. You can't really make any moves anywhere. You're just kind of stuck. On here, it kind of looks like, because I used to come to this place back when I was a kid, and back in the days when we had sealer on this place, and it stunk to high heaven after about 20 laps, and every time a car spun out, the track would turn yellow. But it seems like back when they had the sealer and you could get the multi-grooves working.
I wish they would put the sealer back on.
I've been praying for it for about 7 or 8 years.
So what do you think about this weekend with the Wilkesboro tire? How they've got 2 different tire compounds. Do you think that's going to fix anything?
It's going to give them options, but I really don't think it's going to fix any of the racing itself. We saw them run the Wilkesboro tire at Wilkesboro, and I don't feel like it made that big of a change. Tires just
To be fair,
aren't
that was a
wearing.
repave. Richmond's a lot wary or more abrasive.
I'm hoping it does something, but also at the same time, Richmond's kind of weird. Like the low line, since it's got so much use in it from so many years, there's absolutely no aggregate down there on the inside line. Like drivers talk about how slicked off it is going down there.
It's got no grip, no matter where you go on this racetrack. You always feel like you're just not hanging on, because it doesn't necessarily feel like you're wrecking at all times. It just doesn't feel like the car is rotating through the corner nearly as fast as it should. Like, you feel like you should be rotating through the center pretty quick, especially in the next gen car with it built to be more of a road course style car to be able to use the air. But I don't feel like there's any grip throughout any portion of this racetrack, even with the bigger tires.
My humble opinion, Phoenix and terms ice racing game.
If only I could understand a word you said. Either way, Garcia looking to the inside of Gitter here, coming off of turn number 2. This is for the 9th place spot. Lap number 11 down the back straightaway. Still, so far so good. Nobody making any big moves. Everybody minding their P's and Q's. Kind of tight between Garcia and Gitter there, coming out of turn number 4. Nothing too heavily in it though. Everybody again just kind of minding their own business, not really forcing the issue. Garcia thought better of that move, just falls back in line, causes a stack up behind him. Himmel, Henry, they're going at it side by side for 11th. I don't know if the 25 is going to be able to do anything on the bottom. Henry trying to get by, but Himmel fighting strong on that outside, able to use the outside groove again. It's just going to be so difficult to pass somebody who's got it hooked up on the outside.
Right now, we got a little bit of competition right now going on for Garrett Maines up here at the lead. Vasquez has caught up to him here, about 2/10 off. Been shadowing him here on both ends of the speedway for the past lap.
Yeah, Vasquez is doing great up there in second place. 11 point something thousand road K or road I rating. 11 point something K. Coming over to the A Open scene, and well, it clearly translates, at least a little bit.
I mean, I remember back when we first brought Pfeffer over to One Sim. Every time we go to Phoenix or Richmond, man, it was done. There's something about those road course guys when it comes to a flat track like this. They just find something that we can't necessarily. We don't even know.
It's more in their wheelhouse for sure. I mean, this is just, it's 2 very long, slightly banked road course corners, right? I mean, I feel like it kind of lends into their driving style a little bit better.
Something in that brake management, I guess. Oh, as he hits the fence coming out too.
Long single file train, nothing too crazy happening throughout the field. Focusing in on Levine back here, back in the 20s.
Yeah, where he belongs.
Dang.
As our buddy Chase.
I don't know if he deserved that. You know.
Nah, man. As our buddy Chase used to say back in the day, trash.
We'll have to wait and see. He's still got 110 laps to get up there. Give him a little bit of time.
Figure it out. Levine's good, man.
No, he might have wrecked it. He might have wrecked it twice on qualifying, and that's why he's back there. So you might be right.
Shouldn't have wrecked in qualifying.
I'd have to agree with you. That would have to, or that would make me agree with your trash statement.
A little bit of side-by-side battling here in the deep part of the pack.
Gossett down on the bottom, trying to pick up a spot. His teammate right in front of him, trying to pick up a spot.
Oh, and Gossett turns him.
What a save. Holy cow.
That was awesome.
That could have been a destroyed race car for Gomez. Instead, he does a cute little 360 and keeps it going.
That was pretty slick.
I mean, Gomez is a little low, for sure, down the straightaway, but it's not like he had turned off the wall. He had kind of committed to that line all the way down the straightaway, so I feel like Gossett's got to give him a little bit more room.
This right here would be the telling angle. Yeah, it's easy to lose track of your wheel coming down the front straightaway here.
Yeah.
And that's one of those deals where they were so close, just the slightest degree. 'Cause I'm guilty of doing that on occasion by accident too. And again, I'm guilty of doing a lot of things on iRacing. So every day I just live
that drunk carb cup.
Every day I live in panic, wondering if I'm getting protested or not. Check my emails every morning.
I've never been protested. I don't know how, but I've escaped.
Yeah, how have you not been protested?
I don't know what to tell you.
I have heard you light that microphone up.
I know. I've never been protested for a microphone thing or anything on the racetrack. I can't believe it.
You have said some of the most heinous things I've ever heard in an iRacing lobby.
I know. And I moan in the microphone. Like,
yeah, before you're even mad. You'll just load into a session, and I'll just be like, oh, crap, I'll leave a tab open.
Hey, man, look, if you... I don't know, maybe because I don't wreck people on the racetrack. It's just microphone stuff. So as long as you keep it confined to that, maybe it's okay.
I don't either. I just suck.
And it's not like I'm going out there and dropping you said the most heinous. Okay. It's not like I'm saying
you're not Latimer. Okay.
Yeah,
you're not Latimer.
It's not like I'm just throwing out every slur out there, but there's definitely some fruitful language that comes through the microphone.
Very fruitful.
But no protests. No protests have been sent to my inbox ever.
I really wish we could find that drunk carb cup video though, because that is
I've
legendary.
I've tried, couldn't find it, which means it didn't happen. Everybody out there.
Yeah, that's right. We never drove carb cup drunk. Always.
Never. I never did that. It was not a YouTube video. Totally was never a thing.
We take this seriously. We drive responsibly on iRacing. Caution's going to cycle Hoffman up here to the lead.
Kind of surprised more people didn't stay out. Just Hoffman, Henry, Gossett.
I mean, it might be a good strategy. I don't think the tires are going to be as much of a premium here as we see at some of the bigger tracks.
Levine, Harper, and Gardner also stayed out. I don't know what I was looking at. Top 6
for Levine,
out.
That absolutely makes a lot of sense to stay out too, because that's most likely going to pay off really well in his favor.
They are going to drop, but I don't think it's going to be a complete free fall. Now I don't know. The guys at the back, Harper, Gardner, maybe Levine, Gossett. But for Hoffman, I think this is a fantastic call. He's got a 5-car buffer and the clean air. Whew.
Well, yeah, they're going to drop. They got mains behind them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like...
Dude's been cooking all year.
They'll fall outside the top 10. I don't think they'll fall outside of the, top 20 back to where they were running.
No, this is going to be a net gain, especially for the guys that came from the back, but here we go.
We'll wait and see. The green flag is back out, and Hoffman is back to the gas, and we are back racing at Richmond. Easily clear down into turn number 1. No challenge. Henry could not do anything from the outside. Gossett flows through into second. Now Levine stuck in a side-by-side battle for third. Almost contact. They're wrecking further behind. Spinner coming out of turn number 2. Collects multiple drivers up against the fence. Johan Seminario involved. The 19, I believe that's Brendan Himmel involved.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get,
Richmond.
Cautions breed cautions here. Had a little bit of a stack up there on the outside.
Oh, Himmel hit him once going into the corner, hit him again coming out of 2, and, well, 2 or 3 hits is enough to send somebody around, it seems.
Yeah, you want to use the chrome horn on the bottom. You do not want to do it up there on the outside line, because these things are so light up there. Gossett coming in. Weird call.
Maybe you couldn't make it to the end on fuel before. Now you can. That's the only excuse.
Hoffman and Levine are staying out.
That's the only excuse that I would give him for pitting right there, because that makes no sense to give up all that track position. But
he did the same thing at a Gateway, I think it was, wasn't it? Put himself back there in the back and got caught up in a lot of chaos.
It might have been.
I think it was a Gateway.
That does sound familiar. To be fair, he was going to be starting, second? Wasn't he in second? So he was going to be on the outside groove, which is definitely not good. It's not where you want to be, but you got half a lap of an advantage of tires now, and you're going to be running dead last. So I don't know about that from Gossett.
Richmond going to Richmond from here on out. I got a feeling.
Well, that's a fair point, too. There's no telling. This thing could run green for the next 95. But it also, or 105, I should say, but I doubt it.
I still think the strategy that Hoffman and Levine are on right now, running 1-2 here, I still think that's the way to go for the time being. I mean, obviously, they're going to lose a couple spots here, but it's better than being caught up, 20th and 21st with a very unpredictable, no-grip speedway.
Some of the field's starting to get 2x2, and even though we have not gotten that one to go call yet, nobody a lap down, so we're not going to get an extended yellow. Luckily, still, oh, there we go. Okay, I was about to say, are we not going to get the lights to come off that time? I was about to start questioning the extended yellow call, but luckily, they are off. And we're going to be going green next time by. I do think we can make it to the end from here, though. With this yellow flag, that might push a couple of these guys over that limit on whether they can make it on gas. Would you want to, though? Do you think it would be faster coming down pit road halfway through?
I'd want to stay out because, man, honestly, you know that we're going to have more incidents. It's a guarantee on a short track like this. I'm using Bristol tactics here. I'm staying out as long as I possibly can.
All right, well, hopefully no restart wreck this time. Clayton Hoffman back to the gas pedal, and we are back under the green flag. Garrett Baines easily under Justin Levine with those new tires. PB Henry trying to follow suit down into turn number 1. He's on older tires. Levine trying to hold off on that outside groove. They're going to be side by side coming out of turn number 2 for that third place spot. Levine tags the wall ever so slightly, drags him back. Henry down to the bottom of turn number 3, trying to roll the bottom. Get down to the bottom of the racetrack, get the throttle down, get a straight exit. Somebody just about spins further back, able to save it. Timothy Harper hanging onto the race car, bringing it down the front straightaway, and we stay green as Garrett Baines tries the undercut on Hoffman out of turn number 2. They're going to get side by side coming down to 3.
And here comes Baines diving it down to the bottom here into turn 3 on the inside of Hoffman. Really good run. Is he going to be able to get him clear, though? Not quite. Hoffman's still going to hang in on the outside quarters. They come across the line, but Baines is going to lead that lap.
Hoffman doing all he can to hang on as long as he can, but it's just not going to be enough. Now, for Hoffman, you got to think the bigger picture. You've got the track position. Now, it's not like he started further back in the pack or anything, right? He started about 5th, 6th place, I believe, tonight. But as long as you stay up here for another 20, 30, 40 laps, and then another yellow flag comes out, you're going to be A-okay. You're going to be just fine. Stay up in the top 5. I think Hoffman is on pace to do just that, especially because he's still got 2 defenders behind him on the old tires that have not started falling yet either. Justin Levine and PB Henry are still holding strong in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Hoffman currently in good company. Speed's been looking good on those cars for the past couple weeks, and don't do what the leader does every week. It just gets you in trouble. A lot of guys, will just do exactly what the leader does and then wonder why they never win a race. Get a guy out here kind of trying a different strategy, rolling the dice, seeing what'll work for him. Occasionally you back into one. So I like the call. So far, it's working out good for all 3 of these guys that stayed out.
You never know. At a track like this, saving a tire set like that early could be big. Could be big. And it's hard to pass here, so you hold on to the track position. That could be the difference in winning and losing this race.
It can be a huge positive for you at the end of this thing. I mean, we saw back, 5 or 6 years ago, they had a green-white checkered here. Larson came in, took 4 tires. Everybody else stayed out. He ran the wall around Richmond for 2 laps, drove all the way from about 26th up to 2nd place, coming to the white flag.
Was he that far back?
He was.
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that one now.
He was way back there.
Well, Pedro Palladino is coming through. He's gotten past 2 of the 3 guys out there on older tires that are still up in the top 10. Henry's starting to fall. He's gotten stuck on the outside of the racetrack on the older tires, just starting to get passed by that fresher rubber. Levine is about to get put into that same trap. Garcia's looking to his inside for 4th. Palladino's up to 3rd. He's hunting down Hoffman, trying to dispose of the last of the old tires. But all of them are still holding on pretty good.
Levine's still holding on pretty well up here on the outside. On those old tires, giving his best Ryan Newman impression, which we know Levine loves to do so much.
It's just not an easy pass, man. It is not an easy pass at this racetrack. There's just no power in this car, so you come off the corner going the exact same speed. I mean, it is just Frustrating.
bumper.
Oh, wreck coming out of turn number 2. We had a spinner coming off of the wall, heading down towards the inside wall.
And
The
there was a
23
flying
stopped down
bumper.
on the apron. I believe that's Lucas Mello.
Shame, it's pretty cool looking paint. It's in here a little loose coming in. Right there on the bottom, a little bit of contact with 26. Head on into the fence. Carvis is outside. He just slid up into him.
Definitely not what you want to see. That's going to be race over for Mello. Heavy damage. Gomez just involved in that last caution. Now getting stuck in this one with this yellow flag coming out. I feel like I would come down pit road if I was one of the guys that stayed out. But the top 2 stay out again. Hoffman stayed on the racetrack. Levine stayed on the racetrack. PB Henry comes down pit road though. But under this yellow flag, we're going to take our first commercial break of the racing action. When we come back, we got a lot more racing action, racing coming at you live from Richmond.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split action from the Richmond Raceway. We got the next gen cars coming at you live. About 90 laps to go, 88 laps to go at the line. Garrett Maines is your race leader. Hoffman stayed out once again, still on the older tires. Just about everybody in the field staying out. PB Henry came down. But we were back under the green flag, and Hoffman got a really good jump there from second. Looking to hang on to that track position with the older tires.
That's a really good launch, the best we've seen so far from the outside line here. See how it helps him here in 1 and 2. Still has a 16 machine on his inside, but he's going to get a good drive off the corner, and we got a wreck behind him. 25 around into the fence.
Well, it's not too surprising. Not anti number 25. I don't, no hate to Bianchini, but we all knew the wreck was coming, right? Oh, was that Mitchum? Did he get into him?
I can't tell if that was contact or if that was just too much rear brake bias. We'll have to look again.
Couldn't either. Ooh, that's
no, he had a little
that's
hail.
Yeah, that's some help right there for sure. And that's, I told you one of those was going to oh, Johan got a good bit of contact there. I told you that it was exactly what was going to happen in the pre-race, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of them corners, man. A 3 wide does not often work. If it does, everybody has to be completely on point with their line and be predictable. And right there, just a little slide up and boom.
Johan with a little bit of damage. Hopefully he can get that fixed and it not affect him too heavily, but still tough to get that here in the early going where you got to come down pit road, give up all that track position. Levine using this opportunity now to come down and take tires for the first time tonight. Hoffman still stayed out on the racetrack, so still out on those older tires.
Look at that beautiful GridVision Ryco Mustang. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
If you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
I'm just here for the GridVision stickers, man. The orange is a nice shade. It pops. What, do you change it up this week?
No, I think we need a rebrand.
We need a rebrand? All right.
One Sim Vision.
No, it'd be 16 Sim at this point.
Pizza Roll Vision.
Oh. Our producers
because of
eating
the
pizza rolls?
microphone. Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
No noblesse?
Oh,
No,
corn
he's
dog,
the-
even better.
It's the corn dog man.
Gotta love us some Richmond Raceway.
I do.
The restarts out of 2 are so frustrating at this racetrack, man. You were not lying in the pre-race.
I hate that the quality of racing has gone down at this place, but God, I love this track. I hope that they don't do some stupid reconfiguration or something to try and save it when it's the car that's at fault right now.
I think the track sucks.
I think I'm going to ask you firmly yet politely to leave.
I think the track sucks.
Yeah,
Needs a repave, needs some sealer. Cars need some
Definitely needs some
horsepower,
sealer.
less tire. Get the daggum thing off the ground, take the diffuser off of it, stop with the underbody aero bullcrap.
Get rid of the damn, get rid of the rub stops, too.
Can we just, like, make a slit in the roof where air enters and it gets shucked out of the back bumper so the car behind has air? Like, can we...
They were testing that with the X3, but it didn't show any benefit.
Oh. What the heck?
Somebody found the 2013 Dodge prototype Cup car, and since it never got used, it just got used as a NASCAR R&D template, and it had ducts, NACA ducts in the side and everything to pull air through the rear bumper, and it didn't do any good.
So sad. At least they tried. Hopefully somebody will come up with somebody much smarter than me someday. But regardless, for now, we've got a bunch of dirty air that we got to deal with, and Garrett Main's the only one out on the racetrack. Not gonna have to deal with it. He leads us back down to the green.
Yeah, Main's really good launch, side by side behind him. No fight on the outside from Hoffman. Palladino's gonna move into second place. Single up front, but they are 3 wide in the pack right now.
We got through turn 2 okay. There was a 3 wide Ryco meeting down into turn number 3 that I was a little worried about, but they get it all sorted out. Now funneled down to 2 wide. Vroman on the outside there trying to pick up a spot. He's fighting against Vasquez.
Hey, look who's charging up here on the top, trying to take over 4th spot. Patrick Gitter. Working himself up here into the top 5.
Yeah, I haven't talked too much about Gitter too much so far tonight. Started back in the 10th place spot. He's up to 5th. He's got 1 car on slower tires up in front of him, so you think he's going to pick up at least 1 more spot, up to 4th here momentarily. Garcia clears Hoffman just barely coming out of turn number 2. A little bit of a nervy moment for Garcia. Got a little loose, able to hang on to it. Takes the spot. Now Gitter looks to be the next one on deck.
Ooh, big slide.
That's Vasquez hanging on to it out of turn number 4. He got the spot from Vroman. was looking to pick up a little bit too much, trying to get another position away from Hill in front of him, sliding ever so slightly. Garcia tagging the wall out of turn 2.
Oh, what a
Ricken!
spin down the back straightaway. The
The
20,
gets turned. Gomez involved again.
Gomez did not lift at any point during that whole deal.
Yeah, he made sure that he was gonna be sent around for good. Didn't give him too much of the benefit of the doubt, or cut him too much slack there. Coming down the back straightaway.
You just try to drive through him there. See what happened. A little bit of a slide up, maybe. Yeah, a little bit of a slide up there into Gomez, and
such minor contact.
Our producer says there's a common denominator. I think the common denominator is people can't see red.
I think the common denominator is this terrible racetrack.
I think the common denominator is meet me at the Applebee's down the street after this race.
Why are you such a Richmond defender, buddy? It's almost like it's your home track or something.
Yeah, I only came here when I was still in Pampers, so about, what, 6 months ago?
I was literally about to say the same thing. Like, you were at the last race here?
Yeah, no. Been a while.
Sure it was. Sure it's been. You got to take your newborn here and ruin her hearing.
Oh, I plan to once she's old enough to appreciate it, at least.
No, you got to start early. Tetanus. You got to get it started young.
She will literally just sit there and cry.
No,
the
man,
entire time.
it'll mutate into a superpower if you start it early enough. Super hearing.
I don't think that's the way that works, buddy.
It's like you know how like bats can use like echolocation. It's gonna be like the opposite of that, because like they can't see but they have like mega hearing. She's gonna have like mega seeing but cannot be able to hear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I take her to the track, she's the only superpower she's going to get is any time that the air conditioner or the fan gets turned off, she still gets to hear noises.
I think that's a pretty good superpower. I always love coming home from Talladega and having my ears ring for 3 or 4 days at work. I love it.
And your voice completely gone too, I'm sure.
Yes. And slightly still hungover. It's amazing.
Well, there's one cure for that.
More drinking.
Take another shot.
See, now if you really want to get her started young, you can bring her down to the infield at Talladega.
No, absolutely not.
My parents would not even let me go until I was 16. Even being a mega fan, they would not let me go to the one NASCAR race that was close enough. It was so sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
And now you're doing the same thing to her right now because you're too worried about her ears. You're being an overprotective parent.
I don't understand why your parents don't let you, as a young, adolescent, go to NASCAR Mardi Gras.
Hey man, just don't let me go Saturday night. All that happens on Sunday is the race. After 3 a.m. Right? Like, Sunday, midnight to 3 is definitely wild, but everybody then finally falls asleep or dies, and then, it's just a race on Sunday.
And the next morning, there's all kinds of cool furniture that people left behind.
Exactly. It's a nice little yard sale down there. You can go and pick up whatever you want. 50-50 chance that it's covered in puke, but hey, it's free.
Hey, it's free real estate.
Free puke. Well, we're not even halfway through this daggum thing yet. Love
We
Richmond.
still have an Xfinity race to cover.
Yeah. Garrett Maines leading us back down once again to the restart zone, and that's a much better start from Maines, hugging that yellow line all the way down to the start-finish line. Side-by-side for second behind him. Side-by-side all throughout the field. Nobody finding any separation. Nobody finding any room as we all funnel down through turns 1 and 2. Do we all get out of turn 2 A-okay this time? A little bit of shuffling out further in the back of the pack. But everybody's able to get off the corner A-okay and down into turn number 3. Side-by-side for second. Still tight on the door. Garcia getting a little loose on exit. Palladino trying to hang on.
I thought that was going to be a wreck there for a second. Those two got so close coming out of 3 and 4. Palladino's still trying to hold it up there on the quarter pound on the outside. Really hard for him to get a run on Garcia on the bottom right now, but oh, Garcia's going to slide up, get tied on the bottom.
Garcia was going to make a little bit of contact there in 3 and 4. He was able to get that thing pinched off out of turn number 4, get it rotated, and get it off the corner. He does it again through 1 and 2, though, just pushing a little bit too high through the center of the corner. Not able to get the car rotated through the center, not able to get back on the throttle on exit, and loses him a little bit of time out of turn number 2. And again, out of turn number 4, Palladino able to use that outside groove and almost get clear down into turn number 1, and he's going to do it, dive down into the bottom of turn 1 and take that spot away from Garcia.
He'll slide up, try and get himself a diamond here coming out of turn 2, try to build a little bit of momentum down the straightaway. Working pretty good for him right now.
Oh, that put Garcia in a bad spot. He got shucked out of the groove. Gitter was stuck in the middle. Vasquez was coming on the bottom, and he pushed Garcia out of the way, and now he's looking for the 3rd place spot. Vasquez was looking quick, just as fast as Maines on that first run, and he's coming through, trying to get himself back up to 2nd.
Vasquez here on the bottom, still side by side with Garcia. Diving it down to turn 3. Garcia getting a little bit of a run there on the outside line, but Vasquez still fighting back strong on the bottom. So hard to get by somebody here, but he's going to clear him coming into turn 1.
Ooh, just drove it in deeper down into 1, able to be a little bit later on the brakes. Garcia maybe lifting a little bit for him, finding a hole right in front of Gitter. Garcia back to 4th, Vasquez up to 3rd, and trying to get up to Palladino to get himself back up into the 2nd place spot, giving himself an opportunity to run down Garrett Maines if we are able to get that long green flag run that we've been waiting for. Mitchum here on the outside. Vroman down in that number 95 on the inside, trying to take the spot away. Again, it's just so tough to do it on the inside of the racetrack. That's for 7th and 8th. There's a spinner further back. Right as we were about to take halfway, the yellow flag flies. Honestly, Joseph got pinched going into the corner. Like, I don't think Joseph had too much more room he could have given, if any. I think Nobrega needed to be maybe half a lane higher.
I think Joseph may have charged that corner a little too hard, too. Watch it again. Yeah, no, I'm wrong. He just, Nobrega gave no room there whatsoever, and round she went.
Levine definitely wasn't given a lot of room for 3 wide either there on the very outside, but, I mean...
Levine's never wrong. Levine's great.
Weird incident. It looks like Palladino has come down pit road, but most of the other front runners have decided to stay out. Bikey pits from 10th. But those are the only 2 in the top 10 deciding to come down pit road. Levine, on newer tires, has worked himself up from the back of the lead lap up to 14th on that last stint. That was a 21-lap stint. He's still got 24-lap fresher tires than everybody in front of him.
And look at Gossett up here in 8th place, man. I was doubting him with that strategy call. Working out pretty strong in his favor right now. Back up here in the top 10. Looking pretty strong. It's hard to tell which one is him because
yeah, I don't know.
It's like when you watch the first week that we had AI and somebody just made an entire split of Greg Biffle. It's the energy I'm getting right now.
Another Ryco car passes another Ryco car. Oh, Ryco car into the wall with another Ryco car. Another Ryco car into the wall. Just over, yeah.
You know, if Ken is watching this right now and he's in another tab working on something right now, he probably just had like a massive panic attack because of you.
That would be fantastic. That would be awesome. Not a heart attack, just panic attack.
Yeah, just panic attack.
The mild one. The mild one. The one that happens because you overreact. Non-lethal. Oh man, dude, we're only halfway through the Richmond race and I'm already feeling delusional.
Yeah. It happens.
It'd be like that.
I'm just waiting for you to get delusional to the point where you think this track is good.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm only gonna say those words whenever it changes over, whenever we go to Chicagoland for the B car.
I can tell you what I've found in the practice that I've done for B car this week at Chicago. It is loose.
Good. They need to be. It's how freaking stock car should drive. You shouldn't have to drive it within the limits of the daggum thing. You should be hanging that right rear out there. I mean, still driving it within the limits, but not so much as you do with the next gen. This thing, you have to keep it pretty daggum straight, man. I don't like it.
That's
Not a
pretty
fan.
fun. You should come run some this week.
Might have to do it. It's a lot more fun to drive than the A car, to be honest. Now the A car typically puts on better shows. I don't think that's going to be the case here today because Richmond just sucks. Chicagoland's great.
I got bored this last week and just started running F4s at Watkins Glen.
What in the world?
Pretty fun.
Oh, I bet it is.
I don't know why. I was actually pretty competitive speed-wise.
Probably because your bottom split.
Shut up. No, I mean, like, even like in the open practices and everything, I was only like 6/10 off like the fast guys, which was mind-blowing for me.
F4 is trying to get pretty easy.
I'm just trying to get reps in for when we take the big cars to Watkins Glen in a couple months.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Absolutely love it. One of the best tracks on the service. Unfortunately, we are here at one of the worst. Richmond Raceway putting on a hell of a stinker. Garrett Maines back to the restart zone. We're back to the green flag.
Oh my god.
Oh, just about 4 wide. Looks like one of the Ryco cars got shucked by another Ryco car who got pushed into another Ryco car down to turn number 1. And then he almost came down into the one Ryco car that doesn't look like the Ryco car.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a couple Ryco cars that look like Ryco cars.
There's only one Ryco car that doesn't look like a Ryco car. Well, that has Ryco plastered all over the front of it.
Oh, okay.
Like Maines is different, but you don't see Ryco on the hood, so you don't necessarily count it. But you see Levine back there. He's repping the Ryco, but he's lone wolfing it with the GridVision scheme and another yeller. Actually, he might be repping GridVision on the hood, so I may be mistaken on that. But either way, we're gonna go back to the replay. Bikey on the outside here. Joseph squared way down on the bottom. Some blinking. There might have been some issue with the blinking on that. Oh,
and the 21 hard hit on the inside wall. Oh, there goes the bumper. There's a bumper.
Oh, I love Richmond. Richmond will not win this race. Richmond loses every race that it is a part of. Yeah, just a lot of people running over each other. At the end of the day, I mean, that's standard iRacing, standard short track, standard Richmond. We're going to go ahead and send this thing to another commercial break. Whenever we come back, we've got the last 50 laps or so coming at you live. Stay with us. Richmond sucks.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
Welcome back to the second worst track on the NASCAR circuit. We're back racing at Richmond. Garrett Maines back down into the race lead, down into turn number 1. No challenge from behind.
Yeah, what's the first worst track?
Phoenix.
So we're just gonna forget that the road courses have been pretty dull for the past 3-4 years.
Phoenix and Richmond race like
Nope, we got
ovally road courses. With yellows. It's not good. All by yourself in the back?
No.
Oh man,
No,
Gomez.
no.
Gomez has been involved in everything at this point.
Well, the common denominator comment wasn't as justified earlier, but it's kind of getting there at this point.
Yeah. I've definitely never seen anybody enter that low before.
Taking the Phoenix line at Richmond.
Go figure. Right as I said, Phoenix and Richmond were the two worst tracks.
This caution is your fault.
Yep. I'll take it. I'll take the blame.
Oh, man.
Two worst ovals. Two worst ovals.
I'm going to take a look at our incident counter here.
So for the weather today, we're having 86 degrees out on the track with an 82 ambient temperature. No rain in the forecast. It's just going to keep getting colder too, which means a little bit more grip, but also everybody's going to be getting a little bit faster and still not be able to pass because of the dirty air. Richmond. You know what could fix Richmond? Some progressive banking. Mini Kansas.
But that's just going to be Iowa.
Well, Iowa's a Frankenstein track now, so I don't know what the hell Iowa even is. Are they repaving the rest of that thing? Like,
yeah, they are. They didn't have time to repave it fully this year because
I
they took they did the tire test for Goodyear a little too late and realized that the Cup car would not be able to handle the bumps. That's another fun thing about the Cup car.
This track, man, it's just... It doesn't have enough beating and banging to be as slow as it is.
Right now, just a big part of the problem that we're having isn't so much the track as it is just these drivers aren't doing what they're supposed to, so to speak.
If there's no passing, no beating and banging, and it's slow, then there's nothing to get excited about whenever you go to a racetrack. And that is why Richmond does not even come close to selling out. They've got 2 dates with only like 40,000 seats, and they can't sell that place out.
It used to be one of the best tracks on the schedule.
I mean, 20 years ago. Its last good race was 2014, and even then, that was an outlier, I feel like. Back in like the late 2010 or 2000s, it was pretty good.
Go back, watch 03, 04.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Ever since the advent of the splitter. And even then, it was pretty good, 08 and 09.
Really irritated with the underbody arrow.
I'm still on team
someday.
Valence. I will never get off of that. I will die on that hill.
I agree with you. That little slit in the middle of these cars that all the air travels to under the car to get to the diffuser. That is the end all be all most evil part of this car, and that is why the dirty air is so bad right behind it. But oh well, we just got to deal with it. Everybody but Garrett Maines, that is. He'll be in the clean air. He jumps back to the gas. Vasquez does not get a good jump whatsoever. Garcia easily through the third on the restart. Or second.
Maines with a really good launch. Gets rode in just a little bit by Garcia in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Is everybody going to get through it clean, though, is the question. So far, so good into 3.
Still 2x2 just about all the way throughout the field. Some people finding a hole up at the top of the racetrack, finding a little bit of a home. Just trying to get off the bottom, man. You get freight trained if you're just stuck down on the bottom. You want to make one pass, get clear, and get it done. Vroman looking to make it 3 wide, get under the 3. A little bit of contact with the 18. They all get through it okay. Mitchum sweeps through on the outside, looking like he's going to get the best end of this. Vroman getting the worst. He's starting to slide back.
And that right there, that was just Vroman being too nice. If he'd have committed there and given the 18 a little bit of a shot, a little bit more of a shot, instead of checking up to get off him there, wouldn't have hurt him as bad. Vroman, not much, doesn't seem to be much of a proponent of the chrome horn though.
Gossett got by him. That's his teammate. Now working the outside of the number 18. This is for the 6th place spot. Hill on the inside, washing up just a smidge off of turn 2. Loose. Good save as we come down to turn number 3. Tight, nervy moment there.
Look at Bikey running up on the fence.
My word. I didn't even know you could run
Oh,
up there.
and a huge shot to the back of the 16 going into 1.
Yeah, he's not making the corner. The 25.
And the 25 goes around off him.
Richmond.
Drivers. Huge.
Virginia is for bumpers.
25 just washes up a little bit, gets into the left rear quarter panel of Vikey, and around she goes.
Sucks for PB. I liked the strategy a little bit earlier. Got shucked back to the back of the pack, and fortunately a little bit of contact there going to send him around. Vikey got some pretty decent nose damage, it looks like, from that contact.
That's what happens when you don't brake for the corner.
I'd have to agree with you. A lot of people come down pit road. Finally, some split strategy.
So how long do you think before we start seeing people get sent home early?
You mean like disqualifications?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I can think of one or two guys that might be.
Well, Gomez is left.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah. So I don't think I've seen any black flags yet, and you got to think they get the black flag first. I don't think anybody's getting to 25X tonight.
That black flag here might as well be a disqualification, though, at the same time, because you know you're not going to get green long enough to actually serve that.
That's true. Facts. You got no chance. And then even if you do, you're going to be 2 laps down after the pit stop. So good luck. Good luck after that.
Oh, Levine up to 7th right now.
He's a part of the pack that stayed out. So split decision on the pit stop here. A lot of guys up at the front, older tires. Hoffman's got 37 laps on his. Levine has 46 on his. All the guys up front have 70. Ninth, Palladino has 25. Abreu behind him, 23. Tamburini, 17. So a lot of different tire strategies throughout the field.
And putting in work tonight.
Man, we still have 38 laps to go right now. God bless, man. It's just Richmond. Richmond.
Can't wait till we go to Martinsville.
Oh, shut up.
And
I'm calling out
Bristol.
that week. I'm already sick for it. Bristol's
Isn't Bristol
fine.
still isn't Bristol still the full length?
Yeah, but that's fine. Bristol honestly ends up not taking that too much time. After the first 100 laps, everybody's wrecked out. That is a problem, and then the rest of the race typically goes okay. So, green flag's back out. Garrett Main's back to the gas easily into the lead. Garcia trying to hang on a second, couldn't get down in front. Vasquez trying to funnel through, taking that spot back. I mean, they're really just going to swap it back and forth on each restart, it seems like, in that second place lap.
And right now, Main's, man, that was an impressive jump that he got there on that restart. Pull 3/10 on Vasquez coming into one. They're side by side right now for what looks like fourth place. It's jumped a little bit.
Well, Roger Pierce, we haven't talked too much about him.
Yeah, nice, slow, methodical race, working his way through the pack, staying out of trouble. Doing the best you can do when you don't, qualify as great here at Richmond.
The only problem for Pierce and Mitchum, the two guys behind him have 30-lap fresher tires, Hoffman and Levine. So if you're, well, now Levine's getting passed by people with even fresher tires, so you better start really, really worrying. Baker's coming through as well. Palladino.
Oh. Levine gave Baker a shot to the left rear quarter coming out of turn 2 here. Still diving up on the bottom, not giving up that spot.
Nervy moments all throughout the field, and luckily, no yellow flag yet.
Don't say anything. No! Oh, good save.
Richmond. I love
I was
it.
about to throw up.
You're about to throw me out of the window.
Treat you like the Talladega couch.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Hey, those couches get used.
Oh, we're treading into dangerous territory here. Live from Richmond for the Monday Night SOF.
Richmond's for lovers.
Hey, yo. I'm moving.
What do you mean? You're a lover. You got a baby. Unless that thing's a Jesus baby, there had to be some loving in there somewhere.
We actually confirmed on last broadcast that I had with, I think, Nick, that they let us adopt.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
seriously
was
doubt
Thursday
that.
night. High sliding. Go back and watch it.
Nah. They wouldn't let somebody like you adopt.
No.
I'm surprised they let you procreate. They definitely wouldn't give you somebody else's.
Oh, Levine looked like he's riding the fence there. I'm trying to avoid getting too unhinged because I know every time we do, I take it a step too far. We break the TOS lines and we end up getting yelled at next morning.
Oh, I mean, you can't discuss this. You can't discuss the fact that there's no way in hell that they would give you somebody else's baby. I just don't believe you adopted. There's no way. You went to Pound Town and a baby popped out 9 months later. That's what happened.
Me? No, never. Innocent. Absolutely innocent. Either way, back to the racing, right? Like,
I bet we'll get, a pretty close visual by the end of this race of like what it would have looked like, but with race cars. Oh, here it is right now! Here it is right now into turn number 3. Oh, it was a 5-way. That couch did get used.
unfortunate.
I'm still laughing.
Mikey aggressive, and just round goes the one of the 12 machines.
Did that look like you? Over aggressive.
Aggressive goes around.
And around and around and around.
Starting to feel like the pit road conversation on DBC.
I gotta be honest with you. Look, if you're one of the 23 people watching this right now, I gotta say, you're definitely not here for the racing. You must be here for the commentary. So I appreciate you being here and listening to me and Sheldon talk like a bunch of idiots here for the last hour and a half.
So, short, wide pit road.
Oh, that was this track too. Short and wide. Oh man, that was a throwback. That's half a decade old. That I can't believe. I completely forgot about that. That's fantastic.
Indy's got a long, narrow one. Wait, what's located in Iowa? Oh yeah, is it really? I think I'm. Book a flight. I'm curious. Everybody talks about this place so much.
Oh, you've been there.
Nah, man, never been.
We all know
Never.
you've been around the block, Sheldon. You have been up the road to Iowa.
Not before marriage.
You're not married yet.
Yeah, never. Innocent.
You're really leaning in on that adoption thing, aren't you?
I don't know why, man, but for some reason this kid looks an awful lot like my best friend.
He was on the couch.
I wasn't on the couch bed. I was on the chair on the other side of the room.
Oh my gosh.
Happened in Richmond too.
We couldn't even make it to the Xfinity race. Like we didn't even make it to lap 100.
Yeah.
Of the AO.
Well, in green. Hey, look. Okay, so like you got dog years and cat years, and green flag laps. Man, we've already finished this race.
That's Oh man, that's accurate. If it had run green, we'd be taking a little break in between now and the B race. Instead, we're gonna miss the beginning of the B race. Run out of time. 15 minutes. I don't think we're getting this race done in 15.
No.
With interviews, I think we're seeing another 3 accidents at least.
Hey, what's the name of that lake, Austin?
Man, you're about to do something ridiculous, aren't you?
No, there's a lake. I need you to pronounce it.
I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking. Garamain's back into the restart zone, saving us from this caution flag that could have cost us our careers. We're back under the green flag, thank goodness.
Apparently, geography is not something they mentioned in Alabama.
Nope.
No,
We
3
learned about the
wide right now,
Mississippi
though,
River.
for 4th. And it cycled out just as quick as it happened.
Oh, yeah, yep, they get 3 wide, and then they're not 3 wide, and then they're 2 wide where nobody can go anywhere. Richmond. They're 2 wide. Nobody can go anywhere for 3rd. And Garcia's just going to have to not go anywhere back to 4th. Single file now in the top 5. Top 6.
We got
they're spinning for the
Levine
back.
around.
Levine, GridVision car going into the inside wall. Not what you want to see if you're a GridVision
No
guy.
yellow. Justin has the first wreck tonight that's not a caution.
Good for him, thank God.
Tell me that the producer pick isn't cursed.
Hey, I'm happy. I'm happy for us. Yeah, look, it sucks for Justin, but he was back there anyway, right? He definitely got wrecked too. That
yeah,
sucks.
12 just
The lightest
slid
it
right
touches, and then him will know where to go. Well, I appreciate them not bringing out a yellow because we've had enough of those tonight, and I want to get to Chicagoland.
Justin just booked a round trip to Iowa on that one.
I got a Microsoft flight sim to catch
Yeah, right.
to Chicagoland. It's about a 5-minute round trip.
We need to.
18 laps to go, side by side here. Mitchum on the outside, Roman trying to take the spot. Roman up into the podium spots. We haven't really talked too much about Roman tonight, but he's putting himself up onto the podium here at the very end. Ryco 1, 2, 3.
Well, Roman having one of his, classic quiet evenings, working his way through the field, avoiding all the chaos, getting up into the top 3 just around money time. I mean, man, we get a caution, this thing gets bunched up. I wouldn't be too surprised if Roman, would be a huge thorn in the side to mains if we had another restart, which I think we're going to get.
I just think the leader gets way too big of a jump. I mean, you've got to time it absolutely perfect to be able to have a chance. I mean, maybe you can roll up into the restart zone, but then he sees that in his mirror. He just delays it. Bikey saves it off of turn 2. So maybe Mains delays the start and then goes late in the zone, and then Roman's advantage is taken away. So I don't know. I don't really think that there's much anybody can do. I feel like Richmond is one of those racetracks, especially with this car. If you're in the lead, if you're in the clean air, it's going to stay that way.
Nope. Bikey into the fence. Down the back straightaway here.
Roman does have a lot newer tires, to be fair. Roman 27 laps on his tires, Main's 96, but a lot of those were under yellow, so take that with a grain of salt.
All right, now you got Gitter down here on the inside of looks like Pierce coming into 3.
Harper smacked the fence coming out of turn number 2. He's the one that got into Levine not too long ago. Sent him around. Now finding the outside wall out of turn number 2. Maybe a little bit of karma. Take out the GridVision car. You're going to get some retribution.
I think torn up pretty bad, too. Car behind him in the fence.
Yeah, these guys are attracted to that turn 2 wall. It's like a magnet stuck in there, that's for sure.
Wall outside.
To throttle too hard, find wall. Pretty straightforward. But everybody finds the wall.
Hoffman charging a dive down here into turn 3. Going to get the spot with really no contest.
Yeah, Garcia didn't fight it. He wanted to find that hole right behind him so he can just cover off Baker behind him. All these guys are coming through on newer tires, though, right? Like Garcia's just on the back foot. He's got newer tires coming through, just unable to really do too much. And a couple of these other guys are going to start finding that out as well. I believe Hoffman is going to be the next guy on the chopping block. Sorry, not Hoffman. Mitchum is going to be on the next guy on the chopping block for Hoffman. And now Garcia is getting passed by Baker. The newer tires is just going to be too much for him to hold off.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting tire wear to be as big here. Because I remember we come here years past. It felt like you'd destroy the tires and still be good to go.
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like tire wear's always been relatively decent here. I feel like it's definitely grown recently. The only problem is like the tire wear is higher, but you never really feel it get loose. Right? These cars aren't made to get loose. You're supposed to drive them relatively straight. Not no,
the 12's
the 12
around.
goes around.
Karma.
There's our yellow flag. Yep. There it is.
This changes
nothing.
Yep. Well, anyway,
a couple guys at the back are going to take tires now, and they might pick up 5 spots.
Just overdrove it.
That's what it's going to. I'm going to take a trip to Lake Titicaca.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Well, that was late from Broman. That would have been submitted to the iRacing Not Top 10 real quick. If he caught Larson those barrels. You know, it's places like this that make me never want to do the you know, the people that go to every racetrack or go to every ballpark or whatever on their bucket list. Like, I will never do that because there's just always a couple racetracks that just suck. Like, you will never catch me at Phoenix Raceway. God bless.
I would go to Phoenix. I would climb the catch fence and throw up on the start finish line.
That's fair. That's fair. You might see me there defacing the property, but other than that, you will not see me on that place or anywhere near that place. Richmond, about the same. About the same. I mean, they could fix Richmond, I think. Phoenix has always been boring. Their best race has always been like a slightly above average, you know, NASCAR race. Like, that's a really good Phoenix race. That's sad. It's always been that way.
I'm sorry, you started mentioning Phoenix and how do you on?
Exactly. I started
Hey,
sleeping.
can't wait to go there for the end of the season, though, to decide the championship.
Yeah.
No, season finale is going to have to be an ISC property, so Charlotte's off the board on that.
It'll just be Homestead. They're getting a earlier race in the season next year, and then after that, they are doing a lot of renovations, from what I have pieced together.
Yeah.
So, and they're making a bid for it in 26.
It would make sense for it to be Charlotte because of where it is and everything, but
It'll be Miami.
We can't let Marcus Smith have anything.
Miami's a million times better than Phoenix, though, so I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised. I figured
well, New Hampshire does suck too, but it's gotten better with the next gen, I feel
races
like. Yeah.
Since the tail end of the Gen 6 era. That race that Almirola won was actually pretty good.
I agree. Like, I've started watching New Hampshire races, and maybe it's because they only have one race a year too, so I find them a little bit more not enjoyable, but more like tolerable. Only seeing it once a year. I mildly look forward to New Hampshire now. I know it's not going to be a barn burner, but I also I don't have to see it twice a season, so I'm not too upset about it, if that makes sense.
New Hampshire is also it's like, you know, complaining about an Indianapolis race being bad, right? Yeah, you know it's going to happen, but the track itself is such a legendary spot to go. Well,
and to be fair, if New Hampshire was the championship race as well, I would also be pitching a fit. It doesn't deserve the championship race either. That's a big hate for Phoenix, or a big talking point for me for Phoenix. It's just there's no reason that track should have two races a year or the championship. But nonetheless, we got 3 laps to go here from the second worst racetrack, so we might as well get that figured out. Garrett Maines back to the green flag, and nobody's even close, so I think we've got this one figured out.
Maines caught the entire field sleeping on that launch. Went as early in the box as he could go without getting a penalty. Huge gap between him and Vasquez. I can't help it. I knew somebody whose name was pronounced like that. Either way. Take it, Mr. I can pronounce names better than you.
Garrett Maines to the line, 2 laps to go. 3 wide. Is that Tommy Gossett stuck in the middle? Not much room in between them. 2 Team Conti cars, one on his outside, one on his inside. Not giving them much room through 1 and 2. A little bit of door checking through the center. They're all going to get on the other side. Okay, a little bit more door contact as they come down to turn number 3, but they've just got to make it through this corner without getting together. And we're going to see the white flag and get this one over with. Garrett Maines under the white flag. 1 lap to go. You can't take it back. Thank God Garrett Maines has drove a great race. Hasn't had a challenge because nobody's had any laps, under a green flag scenario to challenge him. And now he's going to march himself into turns 3 and 4 for the final time tonight with a couple of Ryco teammates in tow, and he's going to win from the Richmond Raceway for the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split A Open.
It's over.
Now we get to go to a racetrack that's good. We get to go to Chicago.
Free.
Thank God.
I love watching short track races with you.
No, you don't.
It's like watching with my grandfather. All that happens is complaining.
We can make them fun. We can make them fun because we will sit up here and bitch and moan the entire broadcast And that's what you got here today. But for some reason, we had people watching in chat, so everybody must like it, because they definitely didn't like the racing. But Garrett Maines liked it. He was probably the only one out there that enjoyed it, because he was the only one that enjoyed any clean air on the nose. And he's doing his victory burnouts to celebrate. And as he does it, we're going to take our final commercial break. Whenever we come back, I imagine we're going to be able to talk to our top 3 finishers. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. We just finished up with the A Open Racing. We just from the Richmond Raceway, excuse me. Garrett Maines ends up on the top step of the podium. Aaron Vasquez in second. Nicholas Roman in third. Rounding out the Ryco podium, Clayton Hoffman in fourth. Michael Mitchum fifth. Matt Baker sixth. Richard Garcia in seventh. Pedro Palladino eighth. Roger Pierce in ninth. And Patrick Gitter rounds out the top 10.
In 11th place, we have Guillermo beyond. Oh my gosh, I'm just having a terrible night with names tonight.
Guillermo Bianchini.
I can't, man. My tongue don't roll that way. Either way, all right, move forward. 12th, we have Tommy Gossett, followed by Renato Tamburini, with PP Henry in 14th. 15th is going to be Johan Seminario, followed by Brandon Biaiki. 17th is going to be Lucas Abreu, followed by Paul Hill, and Joseph Squared is going to round. Or Joseph Squared and Justin Levine are going to round your top 20.
21st is going to be Jeremy Gardner. 22nd, Timothy Harper. JC Nabrega in 23rd. Brandon Himmel in 24th. Miller Bonds 25th. Adriano de Aguirre Gomez in 26th. And Lucas Mello rounds out the 27 car field here tonight. Next up, we're going to jump right into our interviews. So we're going to pull up our third place finisher and give a little bit of a chat to Nicholas Vroman, a guy that we get to talk to time and time again. Vroman, how was your race from Richmond tonight?
Is that what we're calling it, a race?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, if you were listening to the broadcast, you know I did not take too kindly to that race, we will call it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was fun when I took tires there, 2 tires there at the end, and kind of came to the field. That was a little bit of fun. But other than that, it was terrible.
Yeah, there wasn't too much to write home about. Can you talk to us? And, you know, is it a dirty air problem? Is it just not enough power in the race cars? Too much grip in the race cars? All of the above? You know, what's kind of going on? What kind of needs to improve to make Richmond a fun racetrack again?
I don't know. It's probably overdriving, honestly. It is very hard to pass here when tires are fresh. So it's probably everyone diving into the corners, or late chopping. I think someone gave me a late chopping to 3 at one point in the race and almost died. But it's just overdriving. I think that's the reason I just had so many freaking cautions in it.
Well, Nick, nonetheless, congratulations on rounding out the podium tonight. So still, even whenever we get a little bit of a show out on the racetrack, still a good night for you at the end of the day. So congratulations on the P3. Who do you have to thank at the end of it?
Thanks to Ken, man, and Jake up there when at Ryco, who puts in a lot of work on these sets. Shout out to you guys in the booth. Like I said, I'm sure that was freaking terrible race. So shout out to you guys in the booth for sticking around, and I guess that's about it.
We enjoyed it as much as we could. Appreciate you coming up and talking to us once again, Nick, and congrats again on the 3rd place. All right, that was Nicholas Roman, your 3rd place finisher. Next up, we're going to pull up Aaron Vasquez. Going to be the first time that we're getting to talk to him. Normally a road course guy. He's going to be standing side by side with Sheldon Atkins.
Hey, thanks for getting my name wrong there, but I've been doing that to Vasquez all night. Either way, Aaron, good performance. 2nd place, you were hanging tight with Garrett the entire first run. Got a little bit off cycle. Do you think that if that thing could have gone green, do you think it would have had anything for mains?
Hey guys, yeah, the race was very good. I don't expect this result, to be honest, because I am truck driver, you know, guys. So yeah, I raced my first time this race of my life. So yeah, I don't expect the result, to be honest, but I have the pace and I can do a better performance today. So yeah, I'm very happy with that, and thanks all my team for this. And
Well, man, a second place and top split with all the speed that you showed tonight. So who else do you want to thank and shout out for this performance?
And I don't know. I don't know. I don't have words now, so I don't know what to say, but I'm very happy.
Well, buddy, you have yourself a good night. That's a performance to be proud of. Take care, all right?
Thank you, guys. See you.
All right, that was your 2nd place finisher, Aaron Vasquez. Big congratulations to him tonight for bringing it home in 2nd in one of his, kind of first oval races. So big congratulations to him. Heck of a job for the normal road course racer, and a heck of a job for the guy that finishes on the top step of the podium once again. I've started watching his Instagram reels because I feel like maybe, just maybe, they can make me a better driver. Mr. Garrett Maines. Garrett, how's it feel to once again stand on top of the podium?
Hey, I knew tonight Aaron was going to be stiff competition. I mean, he was right there in qualifying. Those, first 20 laps of the race was good, good start to the stint, and he was all over me. But I would have loved to see how that would have panned out had we gone green. I felt like that was going to be my strong suit. But there at the end, I mean, we kind of made our bed. We had to stay out, and with all the cautions, it was falling our way, and then we went green. The one time that I probably would have preferred cautions. Made it a good race. I really would have loved to see how that would have played out had it stayed green and me and Roman got the battle. But at the end of the day, I'll take the win.
Yeah, how do you, being up front in the clean air at a racetrack where you can't pass, especially whenever you get all these cautions back to back to back to back to back, what's kind of running through your mind? Are you really hoping deep down for that green flag run because you want to run at the end of the day too? You want to race. You don't want to sit out here just pitter patter under caution. Or are you kind of sitting here like, well, it's a free win. I'll take it whenever I can get it.
Yeah, I want to see it go green. I felt like my pace on the long run was where I was strongest, so not getting to show that at all gets a little annoying. Not to mention it takes way longer to do the caution laps. It just, it mixes up the strategy, and it might fall somebody else's way. It going green just simplifies everything and makes it, may the best driver win. So, obviously that's not what we got tonight as far as the way that played out, but I felt like me and Aaron and Roman had a really good battle there at the end, so it did end up playing out to make for a good race.
Yeah, I feel like the one time that we kind of got teased with it, you and Aaron were kind of going at it in an earlier run, and he got caught up by a caution, and then it felt like we never got another one of those again. So kind of unfortunate, but nonetheless, still a great victory for yourself and a great night for Ryco, taking all 3 steps on the podium. So congratulations once again, Garrett. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, I gotta give a huge shout out to Ryco Performance for always providing killer setups every Monday night. I mean, been on top of the board pretty much every week, so big thank you to those guys. And shout out to Scott at MCU Body, the guys at Linux, FGR Excel, and Leftport Brothers.
Well, Garrett, congratulations once again, and looking forward to seeing if you can, kind of make it back to back this weekend whenever we go racing on Friday night once again from Richmond.
Hey, I will actually not be able to attend on Friday night. I will be racing in real life on Friday night. So back in the car for the first time in about 4 years, I think. So gonna be making some right turns this weekend.
That beats the sim racing. Well, good luck this weekend in the real world then racing.
I appreciate it.
We wish you a good luck from the sim racing stuff.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that is your race winner, Garrett Maines. And that's going to do it here from us for the A Open race. Stick with us, though, because we're switching over to the B Open. We're going to get this stream switched right over, and we'll be right back. back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. We're back. We're at a racetrack where the race cars can actually race each other. My word, we're at the Chicagoland Speedway. Thank God we've taken the quick trip from Richmond over to this magnificent facility. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire behind the production booth, as always. Unfortunately, because of the longer than normal A Open, we are having an abbreviated pre-race show. So we're just going to jump straight to the starting grid. Todd Peterson up on the pole on the inside row, a 30.465. Trent Dinkle on his outside in P2. Sean Anderson lining up in the third place position. Daniel Shamoon on his outside in fourth. Caden Ditterich in fifth place with Eddie Rose on his outside in sixth. Justin Smith lining up row number 4 with Brandon Schmidt on his outside in eighth. Charles Velasquez Jr. in ninth place with Daryl Hahn rounding out the top 10.
In 11th place, we got Mitchell Lancaster with John Williamson to his outside in 12th. 13th, we're going to have Nolan Hodgson with Manuel Tolentino in 14th. 15th is going to be Dustin Smith with Brenson Hunt in 16th. 17th is going to be Dustin Montgomery. 18th is going to be Adriano Di Aguero Gomez, followed by Michael Conti and Matt Booster round out your top 20. Dalton
Collins, Cruz Cadell going to be lining up row number 11. Adam Benefield, Logan Clampett right behind them. Jonathan Dart, Clinton Engel Joey Doucette in 25th and 26th. And then Clinton Engel rounds out your 27 car field tonight. Oh, I've never been so happy to see the Chicagoland Speedway. Our pole sitter, though, did not show. So he was not as happy as me. So Sean Anderson's actually going to be starting up on the front row in that number 8.
Hey, we get a second race of Gomez.
Well, the last race didn't go so good. He might have been involved in 5 of the yellows. Maybe.
He was
at
a
least
caution
4.
clock last race. So that's
it was at least 4.
Around here.
There were a lot of caution clocks last race.
Oh my God! I don't think we were ever getting out of Richmond.
Luckily, we are not being held captive anymore. We are free. We have been set free from our captivity. We are at a racetrack that is actually not bad. I cannot believe it. We're here. We've made it. We're alive. We're still kicking. We're still breathing. And we've got a little bit of excitement left in us. Richmond definitely didn't take any of it away. Into the restart zone for the first time tonight. The green flag is flying, and we're racing from Chicago.
Oh, what a beautiful sight. We got a battle here for the lead. Dinkle up there on the outside line. Anderson down on the bottom. Dinkle falling back. That inside line's got a lot more speed here on the cold tires.
Dinkle with a big run down the back straightaway, got to the back bumper of Sean Anderson coming down into turn number 3. Anderson with a wide arc down into the bottom of the corner. Flows out of turn number 4, single file through the top 4, side by side for 5th. Daniel Shamoon on the inside trying to hang on to the position. Brandon Schmidt on his outside trying to take it away from him. Schmidt all the way to the outside of the racetrack. He's using the absolute outside groove all the way by the wall just about, trying to pick up some speed, get the pace, get to the right rear quarter panel of Shamoon, and take that spot down the back straightaway.
And he's going to clear him coming here into turn 3, still running on that top groove. A little bit lower here than he was in 1 and 2, trying to build that momentum, keep that thing planted all the way around the racetrack. He's going to clear Shamoon coming down the front straightaway.
Sean Anderson is being pressured by Caden Dieterich down into turn number 1. Dieterich has just been a little bit faster, a little bit smoother down on the bottom side of the racetrack, not pushing on exit quite as much as Anderson this time. Anderson really pushing on the exit of turn 2. With the newer tires, probably okay for now, but as soon as the wear starts going, it's going to kill his run down the back straightaway, down the front straightaway if he does it out of turn number 4, and it's going to allow Dieterich to get down to his back bumper, get to the left rear quarter panel, and try to make a move.
Right now we have a battle for 9th place. We got Daryl Hahn down on the inside of Mitchell Lancaster. Hahn put a really nice dive bomb down to 3 about a lap ago to get there to the bottom, and now he's got him cleared coming into turn number 1.
Oh, Lancaster just finds a hole. Squeezes out Nolan Hodgson, who's able to get back to the top side of the racetrack, throw a little bit of a block on the 22 right behind him. They've got this thing all figured out up in the top 10, single file all throughout it. Everybody just kind of trying to save tires in the early going now that they find their initial running spots.
Ooh, Clampett just barely cleared himself off of Montgomery there on the front straightaway. Montgomery had to roll out of it. Now he's under fire from Matt Busa on his inside. Poor Clampett goes back out of the throttle to let some guy in and gets shoved up there on the top, and now he's Or Montgomery. Now he's charging up here into turn 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys that are going to have to be working through the field. A lot of them did not qualify. Michael Conti on the outside of the racetrack trying to pick up a little bit of momentum for the front straightaway. Get a run on the 16 ahead of him. Clamp it. Trying to hang on. Funneling down into turn number 1, just about single file. A little bit of contact. I believe they all got it sorted out. Right behind Conti. I believe Busa might have found a little bit of a fender from Collins. They get it all sorted coming down into turn number 1. Conti now under fire. Matt Busa looking to his inside.
I gotta say, Conti's got a pretty clean-looking paint scheme this week. The old Dale Jr. throwback with the Superman graphic. I love that AC Delco.
Nice.
That AC Delco hot rod was such a good-looking car.
I wish I was old enough to remember it. Unfortunately, I was just a wee little lad, so can't really remember it. Oh, are we side by side for the lead? Sean Anderson pressured. Trent Dinkle down to the inside, looking to take the spot.
Trent Dinkle, a regular in the series, always running up front. Here he goes, taking the lead. Winner a few weeks ago at Indianapolis here in the top split.
He made that look pretty easy.
Yes, he did.
Not much of a challenge at all. He had gotten past Diderich. I didn't even notice that. And then all of a sudden, side by side for the race lead, and takes it easily. The 8 is struggling though. Again, like I said earlier, Sean Anderson pushes the nose of that race car out of the corner time and time again, especially coming out of turn number 2. I'd be very worried about the longevity of the tires of the number 8.
I'll tell you one person that's not worrying too much right now. It's Dinkle up there in the lead, starting to slowly pull himself away from these cars behind him. It's good, you know, seeing him up here with this stack split, still running strong like he does every week. Doesn't seem like it bothers him.
Still in the early going, only 9 laps in. Don't jinx him too much yet. Sounds like you're trying to take him down. You know our track record here on GridVision.
Yeah, true. I need to stop. I like Trent.
We are immediate jinxers in the broadcast booth. If we do you not remember Richmond just about, I don't know, about 15 minutes ago? How could you not remember?
Still going green. Big crash.
I think the caution flag is just flown again in the Richmond race.
We are
under our 5th green, white, checkered.
We are a long way away from the couch now, brother.
Oh, they're actually racing. This is so amazing. Thank God.
Richmond. We haven't broadcast Richmond once this year, dude. What are you talking about?
I think I'm going to be sick on Friday.
Oh, close battle there with Han and the 19 machine.
Han trying to make it work around the outside. Not quite able to do it just yet. A little bit of a nervy moment for the 19, getting down into turn number 1. Got put off. Velasquez was looking to make a move on the 46 in front of him. Not quite able to do it. Han now able to use the momentum down the back straightaway. Can he clear him getting down into turn number 3? Not going to be able to do it. Can he at least get to the outside of the 46 in front of him now? Maybe a 2 for 1. Coming out of turn 4, it looks like he's going to do it. Han with the momentum. Coming out of the corner, Eddie Rose is looking to be the next one on the chopping block for Daryl Han.
Han making great moves up here on the outside line. Still up tight. Pinching Eddie Rose just a little bit. Taking a nice wide arc coming out. Going to get a huge bit of momentum down the back straightaway. It's going to power him back into the spot.
Diving out of turn 3, Velasquez looking to take the position now. Maybe slid it in just a little bit too hot. Not able to settle that car quite as much as he wants to as he gets it side by side with Eddie Rose coming down the front straightaway. A little bit of a moment behind him. The 12's looking to pick up some pace, maybe make this 3 wide as we come down to turn number 1. Did not have the momentum. He was getting a little bit of a side draft. Lancaster there in the 12 trying to make the move in the 10th place spot. Manuel Tolentino on the outside in the 22. It's a hornet's nest back here from 9th on back.
Yeah, that's typical here for the B Open. Everybody ends up funneling back here and getting as racy as they possibly can. That top line.
Oh,
the 46 into the fence.
Oh, he saves it. Tolentino got a little bit of nose damage. Maybe it fixed itself. Coming out of turn number 4, Eddie Rose, Tolentino escaping out of that one. Velasquez getting through for 8th.
Yeah, you see that hurt Tolentino a little bit. Now you got the 4 machine up there on his outside.
Tight between all these guys. Coming out of turn number 2, we got really, really close. I thought Tolentino might have been going around, or he might have been sending Eddie Rose around, but instead we're all okay.
Look at how beautiful
Let's
this
say
is, man. We
Lancaster.
got 3 lines at Chicagoland again.
And it was kicking off around these guys, and now the pros are coming through. So you thought it was kicking off before. Wait until Matt Musa and Michael Conti are knocking on your door. They're
We got
flying
Clampett
through.
in here, too. A lot of talent in this split.
And these guys are running all over the racetrack. That's what I like to see. A racetrack where you can use all the grooves, use all of the racetrack, find whatever speed you
Oh.
can. Look at that. Eddie
Rose
Rose
fighting
looking
back.
to make a move on Busa. Not able to do it. Thought he had the run.
I think he cracked the throttle to avoid running over Busa coming out of 4, and it hurt him down the straightaway there.
Caused a huge stack up coming down into turn number 1. Lancaster stuck in the middle now. Tolentino sliding down on the bottom of the racetrack, losing multiple positions. Michael Conti up on the outside, looking like he's going to push his Team Conti teammate Eddie Rose in the 46. Looking down to the middle, trying to get some clean air on the nose of that number 1. There's so much happening out on the racetrack in this group of cars. It's hard to
into
follow
the
it all.
fence.
Multiple of them into the fence. Conti, Eddie Rose hard into the outside wall. Rose took it the worst.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Eddie Rose knocked the toe out of that machine. He hit hard coming out of turn 4. Right side all tore up.
Conti didn't just brush it either. Conti hit it pretty good too.
Yeah, but nowhere near as bad as Eddie hit it.
You're not wrong, but I still wouldn't be confident
Look
if
at
I was
that.
Conti after watching that, but it looks good from here.
Not even a crease on Superman's face.
Yeah, Superman's looking fine, but I would still be worried about the suspension. But he hit it pretty flush, so maybe he got away with one.
It's very rare. But sometimes it happens.
So can Dinkle hang on whenever the pros get up here?
I think that if there's going to be anybody that would give a fight to the pros, it will be Dinkle.
Oh, Dinkle just got sideways in turn 4. I thought he might have
Look
been
at-
losing it. That would have been terrible for our track record.
Look at Shamoon. Just worked his way back up here into the top 5. Fell back a couple spots for a little bit.
He's a tire
Up here
saver.
at P4.
That doesn't
Oh,
shock
yes,
me. He is a tire saver. And this is a racetrack
is.
where that, it's really going to come into, his wheelhouse. He's been fast the last couple times by, faster than the 2 leaders.
Yeah, Shamoon is well known as a rocket in this series. Him, Earman, a handful of other guys. Always
Did you
competitive.
call him a
always
dart without
strong.
feathers?
I would not call him a dart without feathers.
Why's that?
There's a couple in here that call dart without feathers, but I wouldn't
feel
call
like
Dan
I feel like Dan can be a little bit of a wrecking ball. I feel like he can be featherless sometimes.
Depends on how mad you get him.
Exactly. And once it takes one bit of contact, and then Dan is on the other side. We were talking about somehow I've never had a protest for my potty mouth. Dan has had a gajillion for his potty mouth.
Dan's had a few. He
I can
has had a
promise
few.
you. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten perma mic banned yet.
But here comes Busa.
Holy cow, he's already up to 5th in 20 laps. Shit,
Busa's an animal, man. I remember what he used to do.
that's insane. He is flying through the field.
Put, these pro guys and guys that are affiliated with pro in these cars with no downforce, but you really got to muscle around here. Man, they'll show you something.
But that's what I like about these cars. It really distinguishes the talent level. I feel like the AAE, the next gen car, really masks it, puts everybody in a box. The beat car, I feel like it's still open and it lets talent shine.
The next gen car, you could have 3 guys on the same exact setup, and those 3 guys are in entirely different parts of the field, depending on talent levels. Whereas the Cup car, you get 3 guys on the same thing, they're typically going to be within 2 to 3 spots of each other in most cases.
Why do you think the Ryco guys always run within 5 positions of each other? all of the top 5 Ryco guys all end up being in the top 8, top 10 every week. Why do you think that is?
That's not a slight at talent levels. In any
Yeah,
regard,
they're good drivers.
but, like,
They're all good drivers.
I've had weeks ref come here in the B car and run, about 5th, and my teammates are running, a couple spots ahead of me or way behind, depending on who it is, and I'll get up there by, we'll have a Team Conti car win the thing, and you've got 2 Team Conti cars, 10th and 11th, way back, and it's
the A car, you're all in the same position. You're all within a couple spots of each other. Yeah.
it's just this car is amazing. B car,
Just a little bit more horsepower. A little bit more horsepower, and we beat. in a great spot. Give me another 150 in this thing, and I'd be over the moon.
Give me the Gen 4 car with an open setup.
Oh, please, please.
You would, I wouldn't run another series.
Why iRacing should not follow what is pro in real life. iRacing's Coca-Cola series should be running the Gen 4 car.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the NASCAR licensing requires them.
I don't care. Fix it.
No.
Trent Dinkel's under fire, though. Justin Smith,
Yeah.
to his outside, coming down into turn number 1. Dinkel's starting to slide a little bit coming out of the corner. Smith taking advantage of it around the outside. He's going to make it look easy on the older tires. He's obviously saved him a little bit better.
Dinkel just charged a little too hard, a little too soon. Of course, Dinkel's still married to the bottom line, though. I have not seen him go to the top yet. I wonder what's going to happen if he does go to the top like everybody else has been.
Yeah, he might be able to find a little bit more speed. Smith is just rapid off of the top side of the corner, down the front straightaway, using that momentum all the way down the front, picking up big time on Trent, even with Trent in his draft.
Well, if you go to the top, you got to use less wheel. You can use a little bit less input on your brake. Kind of burn the right front a little bit more than you do the right rear. Doing that sometimes. And it sets you up straight. You can build momentum coming off the corner. You don't have to fight it so much like you would if you're coming out of the apron going up the hill. Smart call.
I feel like I burned the right rear more on the top than the bottom. The right front is what goes on the bottom for me.
Yeah, I got a bass backwards there, brother. But I feel like I burn it even worse on the bottom some weeks, depending on the track.
God bless. Well, Dan's doing a good job hanging on, man. I thought he was about to lose out to Busa, but he's passed Anderson and hung on to the spot from Busa.
I think Dan's just out here super save mode right now.
Well, he's got that outside line figured out too, man, that you were talking about that Smith was running.
Oh, and Busa's really loose coming out of 4. Just about lost it in front of the 8 of Anderson.
Just goes to show that even the pros who have been saving and taking care of their stuff and still working through the field, they're not bulletproof. There's still little mistakes in there because these cars are not the easiest things in the world to drive.
No, these things are a handful from the drop of the flag to the finish.
And throws it in on the outside of turn 3 once again, trying to find the right rear quarter panel of Trent Dinkel in front of him. Not able to do it. Does he get the momentum down the front straightaway? Probably not going to get close enough to get to Trent. Behind him though, the 8 looking to pressure Busa. Did Busa maybe push a little bit too hard?
I mean, he came from the tail end of the field to 4th. I think he might have. Oh, just about got Anderson coming out too.
I think Busa might have pushed just a little bit too hard, a little bit too quick, working lap 29, and he's starting to slide a little bit. Under pressure now for 6. Anderson's gotten by for 4th, and Schmidt's now taking 5th.
I'll tell you what, that 20 machine, he's probably going to be bragging about that for the next few weeks. I passed Busa.
I would be too, man. If I passed a pro and it was on a long run, I'd be like, I saved tires better than Matt Busa.
Oh, Conti close.
2 teammates racing hard here for the 6th place spot. Busa, we know, is nursing a ill-handling race car at this point. May have chewed through those tires a little bit too quick. Conti didn't push through the field quite as quick as Matt.
Oh, in the wall goes the 20.
Schmidt has just pounded the outside fence out of turn number 4, lost a ton of momentum, and likely damaged that number 20.
And I can tell you now, he's probably not going to be talking about this ever again. Caught the apron, got the back end, kicked out just a little bit, chased it up, and ran out of track.
That's the old, I just passed a pro, I'm panicked now. I'm panicking because now he's in my mirror and I don't know what to do. I didn't think I could do this. Poor Schmidt.
I think of the dude in Scary Movie laughing and running just running headfirst into a pole.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Schmidt might need a couple stitches after that one. It's going to be tough to come back from. Shucked him back to 10th, and that's going to be a good chunk of damage, I imagine, that is going to continue to hurt him through the entire course of this run. And the field's not that spread out.
Eagles driving defensive now.
Drop.
He saw that Dan was running so good up there on the outside line. He figured, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to take that line from you. But here comes Dan to the quarter panel on the bottom.
Almost. Dinkel's going to have the run down the front straightaway, though. Again, if these things just had a little bit more horsepower, let me get a little bit more run through the exit of the corner. If I time the throttle just right. but man, you've got to be like a doctor here, man, a
Dinkle
surgeon.
just
You've
about
got to
lost it.
be so precise. Dinkle pushing it just a little bit too hard, a little too hard on the throttle through the center of the corner, pushing out the right rear, getting a little loose, losing a little bit of time on exit, allowing Shamoon to get down to the bottom side of the racetrack into turn number 3. What can the number 9 do coming out? Can he slide the nose off?
He's got
Yes,
him.
he can. He takes second place away.
Yeah, just got down there, got a little too much corner, got to the throttle just a little too quick, and around she went almost. Dinkle's going to charge back to the bottom, though. What's he going to be able to do? Shamoon's so good on that outside line, I don't think he can do anything with him. Not now. We'll see it on the other end of the track.
Yeah, Shamoon's going to get that run down the back straight away. Nothing in it there for Dinkle. Now that Shamoon's got the place, I think he's going to kind of walk away with it unless he makes a big error of some kind. But coming through 3 and 4 here, looking nice and tidy. Dinkle a little bit closer to the wall there. Maybe a little bit better run for Dinkle. But I think Dan's taking a little bit better care of his tires so far.
So now here's the question. Can Dan get to the leader?
That's a question that we're going to have to wait and see about. And we're going to have to wait until the other side of the commercial break, because we're going to take our first commercial break of the racing action of the B Open. Whenever we come back, it looks like we're going to have green flag pit stops. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Monday night top split action. We got the B Open race going on right now. We are under the yellow flag for the first time tonight. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Atkins. Austin Derbyshire is behind the production booth as always. Unfortunately, that long green flag run has come to an end. So everybody's come down pit road, gotten a new set of tires, and we're getting ready to re-rack them and go again.
Too. We had such a nice long green run going. We're getting ready to get to the point where people are going to start making, strategy calls, and some people are going to be coming down early, I'm sure. And oh well, it happens. Here's what happened.
At least it happened before the strategy started, because it would suck to had people stuck a lap down.
Got a little loose there on the bottom, slides up the track number 12, and apparently he
honestly
wanted to eat a Applebee's.
Surprised the yellow came out. Felt like he got off the racetrack pretty quick. So I'm surprised that iRacing actually got the yellow flag out.
See it from the onboard of Hunt here. He's never really had full control of that thing through 3 and 4, and just Lancaster was the thing to separate him from the wall, and round she goes through the grass. Also surprised that was yellow.
Seeing that not be a yellow time and time again. Must have been somebody right in their tracks and just happened to, be sideways there on track for, a couple moments.
If it was me, it would have been a green flag.
This does throw a wrench into the race, because we just saw the pros come through the field, right? Boosa's up to 10th now. Conti's up to 4th. So do you think that they're just going to be outright better than the rest of them and be able to pull away? Now, they came through the field once already.
Not sure. Honestly, I mean, look, the front 2 cars, they're on the same thing that Conti and Busa are on, most likely. Maybe a couple tweaks here and there, a couple small changes, but they're all relatively on the same deal. You got Shamoon, he's been up there fighting with Dinku, who's been on, the same thing, theoretically speaking, as Busa. I don't know. I think that, the guys that we have up front right now are the regular guys. These are the guys that are, kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to the B Open series. The only person we're missing up here right now is Cadell, who has pretty much dominated this season. Not having that great of a race today, but
we
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I think these guys right here are going to be this is going to be a hard sell for Conti or for Busa to get through.
I think Conti's got a shot there in 4th. I think that's very doable over the course of 48 laps too. I mean, Conti's going to be plenty fine. I honestly think he's probably going to take the lead and stretch it out a little bit, and I think Busa's going to follow him through as long as that issue wasn't damage. Hopefully he came down and just lost a couple spots on pit road, and he'll be a-okay. But we'll have to wait and see. Coming down to the restart zone for the first time tonight for a restart. Justin Smith back to the gas. We are back under the green flag once again.
Smith with a good launch here, taking the apron to kind of stretch that gap out just a little bit as he drives it down here into turn 1. Side by side behind him, though, Shamoon on the inside of Dinkle, and Conti started to look to make it 3 wide, but couldn't get the power down to get up there to him. They're still side by side down the back straightaway.
Conti didn't quite have the grip in the new tires, didn't have the heat in them yet. Dan Shamoon on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to take the second spot away from Dinkle. The battle of the 9s for the second place spot as Justin Smith is driving away up in the race lead.
Still side by side, neck and neck as they charge down into turn 1. Dinkle with a little bit of an advantage here over Shamoon. Shamoon going to try and dive it hard there on the bottom, though. Use a shorter radius, but Dinkle's going to prevail right now with that outside line momentum, and I think he's going to pull him down the straightaway.
How hard of a push is too hard of a push? You got to hang on to those tires. You can't push for second place too hard. And forget about him. Schmidt, who pounded the fence earlier, who I thought would have had a ton of damage, who is he's up to 5th. I'm shocked. I thought he would have had to spend a ton of time down pit road getting all that stuff fixed up, but he's a-okay up in 5th.
Schmidt all over the rear bumper of Conti right now. Kind of single filing out here up at the front, though. A little bit side by side for, looks like 5th place. Sorry, 6th. With with the 8 machine of Anderson up there on the outside with I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna butcher it right now because I can't think straight.
Velasquez?
There we go. They didn't
You're
teach us
doing
how to
great.
read. They didn't
You're
teach us
doing
how to
great.
read in Virginia.
They,
You're lucky.
they-
You're lucky I
they
can do the
didn't-
grid call.
they didn't teach you how to speak Spanish
No,
in a
they did not.
predominantly English-speaking area of the country? I can't believe it.
No. Nope, was not required here
Who would have ever thought?
in small town Virginia. No, but they did teach us 10 different ways to look at
It's
a
just
shape
the
and
fact that
tell
we
you
have,
what its angle is.
it's just the fact that we have told you Velasquez a gajillion times and you still say
I know.
Quez. It's so
I know.
funny.
It's
Poor
because I'm
Quez.
dumb.
Quezzy. Let's just call him
Poor
Quezzy
Quezzy.
from now on or
Quezzy
something like
Wezzy.
that. Ooh, tight for the 19. Quezzy getting a little nervy. Quezzy getting a little queasy.
Tell you what, it's been a while since we've seen the Conky Donkey.
Ah, true, man. Where's Conky been? Queasy Quezzy, Conky Donkey.
So we just
What's
come up
next?
with these cool nicknames for everybody here. Dink would be a fun one to come up with a nickname for. Really, you got one in the chamber?
Tinker down the rank. I have more expletive ones that I cannot say over the broadcast that are much better than that. But the PG
That's what we were
version,
talking
that's what
about.
I got. That's what I got.
After the conversation we had in Richmond, and this is where you draw the line.
I cannot say what is running through my mind.
Yeah, probably for the best. The brain rot has affected us deeply.
It's a great nickname that I've got in my mind, but we're not gonna do that to poor Dink.
No, probably not.
The Dink. We can just call him the Dink. I like that. The
Yeah,
Dink.
there we go. Right now, Dinkle looking strong there in second place.
Shampoo. Dan Shampoo.
Brother, he might actually show up at your house. I'd be careful with that one.
Oh man, there's a side of conditioner out there. On his outside. Constantly
that a-
getting around the outside of Shampoo here.
Was that conditioner? I had to be really careful enunciating that.
Man, I should have said that. That would have been smooth. if
That's
I
what I was
would've thought of that.
expected.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Conditioner.
I'm practicing. Anderson
Well.
scraped the wall just a little bit coming out of turn 4.
Anderson gets by Shamoon as well. And we said it in the first stint. Dan is a tire saver, and then it'll be fast at the end. So I think we're seeing the same thing. He had good track position. He's dropping back, saving tires, not pushing too hard. And we'll see him pick a couple of these guys back off towards the end of the stint if this thing stays green.
And Dan's just doing what he does best right now. Keep them tires, clean and straight and be there at the end of it. He's got a rear view mirror completely full of Matt Booster right now, though. There we go. That's not the rear view mirror, but close enough. Close as we can get anyway.
Yeah, I would not want to have Matt Busa all over my rear end like Shamoon does right now.
No, if there's somebody that ain't going to crack in front of these pros, it's going to be Shamoon. He don't care. He don't care who you are.
Well, and he is on tire saving mode too, so I feel like he's just going to give it to him. As soon as Busa shows the nose, he's gonna not fight it. I mean, look, he's already going way to the outside of the racetrack. I feel like he's opening the door for Busa. Well, I say that, and he's actually going
he's
for a move on the
charging to the
8.
front.
I didn't think that he'd be pushing this early, but he's looking to the outside of Anderson, trying to take it back.
I think he thinks that he might have oversaved a little bit on that first stint too, though.
That's a fair point. You can give too much up and then it plateau at the end to where, yeah, you've got an advantage, but it's so minor that you can't pass anybody.
It's like
So
that
you've
battle
gotta-
that he's having with Dinkle there. I think that Dan's just wanting to move forward a little bit sooner, try to get that track position, get that clean air.
What about Tinkle
Here comes-
Dinkle?
That's what I was expecting you to say, and you didn't.
Oh. No, I was getting way further into the not safe for work.
Castro hit with the Trent Dankle because he's always up front, so it's kind of dank.
What about?
You paused, so I don't think we should hear it.
What about
Oh, a little bit of 3 wide shaping up here. Not quite, though.
doing the pink one in the dink? 3 wide coming out of turn number 4, just about. They get sorted out to 2. Velasquez on the inside. Daryl Hahn trying to take that spot away, fighting for the 8th place spot.
What a miss.
Hey man, I've got a varsity letter.
Oh,
It's not a bad
Hahn
thing.
tight on the inside here of Collins.
Man, Collins was really pinching him. Hey, they're side by side for the race lead. Smith on the outside. Dinkel got down to the inside.
He's
2
gonna
wide
charge it
down
here
into turn number 1. One in the dink on the inside, trying to take it, not able to get there. Conti 1, 2, 3 right now, coming down to turn 3.
You're just trying to kill me right now, aren't you? Oh boy. Tell you what, man, Dinkel has been so good this year. So that thing hooked up every week. I want to know what's up with Caudell tonight, because normally Cruz is up there. And it's like weekly, you get him, you know, a second and a half in front of Dinkel, and then there's the rest of the field. Right now, Cruz riding around in 19th place, just so out of character.
I'm surprised that he's that far back.
I don't get it. Like, doesn't look like he has any damage. Maybe just...
He's Austin and Sheldon carb cupping it for sure, right? Gotta be.
Yeah, he's gotta be plastered. This is such an off week.
That's
for him.
the only explanation. Because
I mean, just maybe,
he's typically top 5. I mean, if not leading the race.
Typically winning.
And his teammates are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so it's not car.
That is surprising.
I really doubt that it's drive. Maybe just, you know, this track doesn't fit every driver. This is one of those tracks where it's easy to go to, and if you're not good here, it takes you a lot to figure out what you're missing. Because out of the mile and a half tracks, this is one of the weirdest feeling tracks on the circuit. And here comes Conti, charged up on the outside, trying to get a run on Dinkel here. No, trying. He's got it. Give Conti
Dink getting
P2.
pushed back to 3rd, and it might be 4th. Busa
Yeah.
looking for 3rd. Conti looking for the lead. He thinks better of it coming down into turn number 1. You got to back out of it before we get down to the corner. He's going to find some
he's
clean air
not.
in the middle of the racetrack and look
charge
to
it on the
take
bottom.
the inside coming out of 2. Not going to be able to do it, but he's all
Look at
over
how
the
much he
back bumper.
closed. Look at how much of the gap he closed there. Backed it up, going to dive it up here to the top. Can't quite get a run. Smith's still strong in the center. Smith's going to come up and block. Where's Conti going to get the run? Because you know it's coming.
Is it a little bit too early still to be pushing the tires so hard?
Yeah, he's up on the Larson line right now.
He's way out there. And he's got the run though. Down the back straightaway. What does he do with it? He's just going to shovel. What?
I think he's trying to pressure Smith into wearing them tires out a little more before he tries to make the move.
I don't think he wants to take the bottom of 3 and 4. Maybe he wants more of a run from the exit of 4 to make a move down into turn 1. Again, to the back bumper. Not going to make the move.
Oh, and here comes Busa charging the bottom.
Here we go. That forces Conti into making the move down to the inside of the 66 coming off of turn number 2. Justin Smith on the outside. His team boss, Michael Conti, on his inside coming down to turn number 3. 28 laps to go, and Michael Conti's going to drive down to the bottom of turn number 3, and he's going to take the lead.
He's going to slide up there in front of him here. Conti, P1, but here comes Smith back down to the bottom. Using the apron here at the line. He's going to lead this lap.
Crossover move from Justin Smith, and a yellow flag is going to fly as 2 cars go spinning out of turn number 4. Our second yellow of the day, and you got to think everybody's going to come down pit road.
Uh-oh, we have a common denominator.
No.
Yep.
You're lying.
Same as last. It's loose coming in 3 and 4. That one just pounds right through the. I think it was a 27.
Well, that's our second yellow flag of the evening, so we're going to go ahead and take our second commercial break of the racing of the racing action. Be sure to stay with us. We got the last 25 laps coming at you live on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. We are finishing up the B Open race. 23 laps to go for Justin Smith. He's been your race leader mostly since the last caution period. Conti, Dinkel, Busa, Shamoon, they were all fighting behind him before that caution. The yellow flag flies, everybody comes down pit road, and now we're in a whole different race. Everybody thought they were saving for a long 50-lap run. Now, only going to have about 22 laps on the tires if we run green all the way through. Still probably have to save for the first 5, 6, 7 laps, but after that, I think we're going to see a lot of action. And even before that, I think we're going to see a lot of action because there are going to be some guys in the field that just do not save.
Yeah, and those guys that do not save, with this track being as slippery as it is on a long run, by the time they get about 15 laps on them tires, man, they're going to be crying wishing they had saved. You can wear them out fast here. This is such an abrasive surface.
You could just get caution after caution like Richmond, though.
Stop. But I've thought about it.
You're
We
afraid
probably
of the
got.
jinx?
We're probably good for one more.
I think old Shellen might be afraid of the jinx here. Hopefully the jinx
Yep.
does not come true. Justin Smith up on the front row. Team Conti dominating this race, and they are leading us back down to the green flag.
Smith with a good launch. 3 wide back there, though, around Shamoon. Clamp
Shamoon
it
getting
down on the inside here.
Oh,
Running
man,
close.
They get it sorted out. Shamoon was stuck in the sucker hole, but he gets in front of Daryl Hahn. Now into the outside groove on the outside of Clampett. Kind of stops the bleeding there for Dan. Side by side for the race lead. Conti to the bottom, trying to wrap the apron, get around Smith, but Smith's got the momentum on the outside of the racetrack, and he's going to take that lead back away from Conti.
And right now, just about wrecked there. Man, Boosa made me nervous.
Down into
Here
one,
comes
Smith
Conti.
way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to wrap it, get as much speed through the center of the corner as he can. Conti electing for the outside groove, trying to get some speed down the back straightaway. Closes that gap back down the back stretch. About nothing between them. The little bit that Smith gained through the corner to the little bit that Conti gained down the back straightaway. And again, nothing between them through 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 wide. They're making contact further in the back. Hahn just got squeezed out.
Back there for about 10th. Hahn stuck on the outside of the racetrack. He's getting shucked back outside of the top 10. Back to the 11th place spot. Peterson, too, is inside. All these guys fighting hard right on the fringes of the top 10. Side by side for 3rd. Oh, Boosa's in the outside wall. He's lost a ton of speed. Now he's dropping back to 5th, maybe 6th as Shamoon goes by on the inside.
Yeah, you've seen people run at the top line. It looks like it's the easiest thing to do here, but honestly, it's not as bumpy as the outside of this track
Conti's
is.
to the
It'll
outside
throw
of his
you up there
teammate.
quick.
Conti's to the outside of his teammate for the race lead. 4 wide, entering turn number 1, further back in the pack. They get it sorted to 3 pretty quickly. The 5 all the way down on Peterson's door as we exit turn number 2, and we're still side by side, back further in the pack, and side by side for the race lead as Smith is trying to hang on to the bottom side of the racetrack, and Conti is all the way by the fence.
Conti's going to get a huge run down the front straightaway here. Going to pull clean, I'm pretty sure, on Smith. At the line, Conti leads this lap.
Smith's got the side draft as we go down into turn number 1. He's going to have the momentum as we come down into the corner. Can he wrap the bottom side of the racetrack faster than Conti can exit the top? He's not going to be able to do it. Conti's got the move done as we go down the back straightaway. Smith tries the side draft one more time. It stops the advancement from the 1 a lot better than I thought it would as we enter turn number 3. Going to at least keep them side by side, but you got to think that top side is going to prevail at some point, and it does here out of turn number 4. Michael Conti through to the race lead.
Remember how you were talking about 5 laps, save the tires? Doesn't look like anybody got that memo. These guys are running harder than they've ran all night.
And I mean,
Full send.
you have to, right? You never know, because that caution flag could come out at some point and completely render the tire saving useless.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like you come down pit road. If you got another set of tires right now, you come down pit road if a caution flag flies.
I think the whole field has 1 extra set sitting there in the box right now.
At least maybe after another 5 laps. Maybe you give it a little bit more time. Oh, big move to the outside. Velasquez tried to throw the block on Peterson, not able to do it, but the 5 does. Collins throwing a bit of a block coming down into turn number 1, taking the groove away from Peterson on the outside. Velasquez now side by side with him, but he had a terrible exit out of turn number 2. Now he's side by side with his teammate, Adam Benefield, in the 15. 83 on your screen coming down into turn number 3. Man, there's a train of cars out by the wall on the very back of the race, or very back of the pack. Can't believe everybody's flirting with the fence.
At this point, everybody in the back, too, is just desperate, trying to find that momentum, find that speed to get themselves moved forward. You know, struggle to do so all race. I still cannot believe that Cruz is back there right now.
I can't believe we're not seeing a wreck yet. I really thought that how hard we're racing through the field right now, the big bonsai moves people are making, we'd be seeing something. But so far, everybody's been, you know, at least given enough space to keep everybody going straight. Pretty tight, further back in the pack. They made contact, but able to keep it green. Got very, very nervy back there for about 15th. Oh, Velasquez Jr. in the fence, entering turn number 1. He's going to drop all the way to the back of the field.
It's like a backwards Hail Melon.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, I'd say.
No, here's Smith now looking up at the top line, trying to see if he can't get anything done against Conti. Dinkel's going to dive down to the bottom. Dinkel's going to get the beat on him here.
I thought Smith had something for Conti out of turn number 2. Coming into 3, though, didn't have quite as good of a corner as Conti in front of him. Allowed Dinkel to get down to his inside, and now he's stuck in that side-by-side battle for the second place spot. Conti now just flowing freely out there in the front, in the lead, all by himself, single file. Logan
Here's Clampett.
He pushed
Smith
Smith
through.
through.
Spot. After you.
Well, Clampett's moving, man. Clampett's got the most speed. I think he's got the best opportunity to get up here to Conti. And also, Conti, I do think, pushed a little bit to get up to the lead immediately. I think Clampett may have saved his stuff a little bit better, but he sticks it 3 wide now, entering turn 1 and 2. And coming out of 2, man, he's got one move done, trying to get the second one into turn number 3. Side drafting all the way down the back straightaway. Justin Smith on the outside of the racetrack, trying to hang on to second, but Logan Clampett, he's looking to the inside of the racetrack. He's wrapping the apron better than anybody else, and he's got the move done.
And Clampett is hauling right now. Well, these guys are up here charging and battling and fighting for position like crazy on the start of this thing. Clampett was kind of lurking around back there with Shamoon, saving a little bit of tire. And now here he is right in the picture. He could probably close this thing if he can just get a couple good corners and get the jump on Conti. And here he comes down to the bottom, coming into 3.
Clampett got the momentum.
Huge head of steam.
Out of turn number 2, Clampett got it. Into turn 3, can he do it again? He had such a good rotation through 3 and 4 last time. This time he does it again. He just rotates the bottom side of the racetrack better than anybody else through 3 and 4. Nobody else can do what Clampett can do in the bottom side of that corner. And he gets it done again, up to the race lead. Clampett looking unbeatable.
I do not think anybody has anything for him at this point. Man, has he been sandbagging this whole race? Is that what's been going on?
Do you see how well he is rotating through the corner? I mean, it is ridiculous.
Holy crap. That thing is on rails. Not even fighting it.
Might have made some pit stop adjustments. I don't know what the hell they could have done to that thing, but my word.
Well,
He is flying. He was 0.3 of a second faster than Conti last lap. What?
Yeah, we're gonna need the 16 on pit road for post race.
Holy crap. He's gone, man.
Well, how about that for a spoiler?
It's not like he's doing this to just anybody, right? Like, it's Michael Conti. I mean, I know it's Logan Clampett, but like, that's 2 laps in a row that he's been 0.3 of a second faster than Conti.
Yeah, you got a lot of heavy hitters out here. He is gone though. Entirely different zip code at this point. It's a race for second now.
Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. I did not think anybody was going to break away from the pack, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be a race between a lot of these Conti guys and Shamoon, but Logan Clampett has just stolen the show.
I seriously think he just sandbagged the first half of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Like,
there's no way you could just there's no way that's a pit stop adjustment, right? I mean, no way.
no, there's no way that a pit stop adjustment would give you that much speed. Especially since everybody knows, the same adjustment that you need to make when these things get later on the run.
Yeah. Well. I mean, Clampett, obviously a previous Coke Series driver. I don't think he does it anymore, so it's not surprising, but I just didn't expect him to kick it on out of nowhere.
He was really
He's not been
fast.
showing the speed, man.
He was really fast when he was in Coke, too.
Yeah, I'd be leaving that series, too, with the daggum cup car, though. I'd be like, I'm done with this. Let's get out. I don't know if you can pay me enough money to compete in that series at this point.
I mean, sure, that's probably part of the reason why. Because Conti's not in Coke anymore, isn't he? Isn't he recently retired? Or was it somebody else?
Conti's retired.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same story for him, too.
He's racing with all his teammates here hard for second, though. Great performance here from Conti tonight.
And a great performance from, Dinkel and Smith, too. be able to hang out there and be just as fast as the boss man a large percentage of this race, that's pretty sick. And here comes Shamoon.
Ooh, can Shamoon make it 3 wide? He was looking like he was trying to get to the outside of Dinkle there, entering turn number 1, not able to do it. Looking back low, still not able to get the momentum on the number 9 in front of him. And he's
Here's Benefiel.
Yeah, Benefield's looking to his inside, trying to make it a Conti 2 through 5. Shamoon trying to put a stop to that.
Where did Benefiel come from? He's been lurking around most of this thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's just a couple of them at the very end, just all of a sudden kick it on out of nowhere. I mean, I'm still just so shocked with Clampett. I mean, he is gone. It is not even a fight.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
I mean, this man was actually out here puttering around for 70 laps. I've never seen somebody sandbag so hard in my life.
On a 1.5 second advantage. That's the biggest we've seen all race.
I mean,
before that, I think the best we've seen was like, what, 5-6 tenths?
Yeah. This is just pure
insane
domination at the end of this thing that we did not expect.
You know what? This right here, what you're seeing, this is what's good for competition. Because for the rest of the week, I can already tell you, everybody in this field is going to be trying to figure out what the heck Clampett did to that car to make it so fast.
Exactly. Everybody's going to be like, okay, we have a whole lot of ground we can gain because...
Oh, no! Shamoon gets turned by Dinkle!
Oh, Clampett takes the white flag, so we're not going to see a yellow. Shamoon saves it. He's dropping positions. How far is he going to drop? Clampett on his last circuit around the racetrack. I mean, we didn't really talk about Clampett much tonight. He was relatively slow getting through the field. I was kind of surprised by that. Derbyshire picked him in the pre-race. He's got to throw that out there, but we hadn't talked about him too much tonight. But at the end of this thing, man, he kicked it up when it mattered. That last caution flag came on. He put on a new set of tires, and he came through the field like it was easy. Logan Clampett wins from Chicagoland.
Right now, everybody in this series is going to be scratching their heads trying to figure out what he did to that thing.
It literally looked like it was just child's play for him.
I can tell you, somebody that works on speed cars myself, everybody's been painted in the same box for months, and obviously somebody's figured something out that none of us knew about. So,
and it's not like he's come out here and beaten a bunch of guys that are like 3K, 4K iRating, right? He's come out here, he's beaten Michael Conti, he's beaten Justin Smith, Matt Busa, Adam Benefiel is a previous Coke driver, Trent Dinkle's super high iRating. I mean, there are some good drivers in here that Logan Clampett just absolutely smoked at the end of it. Well, as Clampett burns it down, we're going to take our final commercial break of the evening. Whenever we come back, we're going to try to talk to Logan Clampett and our other 2 top 3 finishers. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. We've just finished up our second race of the night. The B Open is complete. Logan Clampett is your race winner. Michael Conti in second. Justin Smith in third. Adam Benefield fourth. Matt Busa in fifth. Trent Dinkle sixth. Sean Anderson seventh. John Williams eighth. Cruz Cadell in ninth. And Todd Peterson rounds out your top 10.
In 11th place, you got John Dart, followed by Dustin Smith. And 12th, 13th is going to be Daryl Hahn, followed by Dustin Montgomery in 14th. 15th is Brandon Schmidt with Dalton Collins in 16th. 17th is Mitchell Lancaster. 18th is Brenson Hutt. 19th is Manuel Tolentino. And running out your top 20 with a heartbreaking end of that race is Daniel Shamoon.
21st, Charles Velasquez Jr. 22nd, Nolan Hodgson. 23rd, Caden Dieterich. 24th, Eddie Rose. 25th, Adriano Aguiar Gomez. 26th, Joey Doucette. And 27th is Clinton Engel. Unfortunately, we could not get in touch with our top 3 finishers tonight, so we will not be able to give an interview for the B Open race. So that's going to do it here from us at GridVision. Sheldon, what did you think of the races tonight?
Well, I'm glad we got away from Richmond and got to Chicago. That was a great race from start to finish there at the end. That was such a blast to watch. Absolutely excited to get out there and run this thing this week. So, yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Well, Sheldon, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm also looking forward to it. Chicago looks to be hella fun this week. Richmond,
Come run with me, man.
Not so much. I definitely will be. It was that good. But we're going to jump into our schedule real quick. Give you guys one last little rundown of what we're looking forward to this week. Tomorrow night, we got a little bit more Richmond with the Champion Power Equipment iRacing Truck Series, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday night, Dover Motor Speedway. That'll be fun. The High Slide Racing League, 8:20 p.m. Eastern. And then back here for the Ryco Performance Friday night Top Split. That's going to be the NIS Top Split on Friday night from the Richmond Raceway. That is going to do it here from us at GridVision, though. And from the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Garrett Maines and Logan Clampett on winning tonight's races from the Richmond Raceway and Chicagoland International Speedway. This has been Austin Edstrom standing alongside Sheldon Atkins and our producer, Austin Derbyshire. We will see you next time on the grid.